Welcome to another edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I'm your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm Dave Charnick.
I'm Katie.
We're live in the studio. We got a full studio today. Not only guests, we got fucking
Studio
audience out there. Look at them clapping and oh my gosh. We have Mr. Hemp himself, Jason Lauve, in the studio live. We've got Anthony Rsabia coming in from Shroomski magazine in a little bit with Ivy. Our buddy Ivy's here. Oh,
Ivy photos.
He's blushing already. And who knows? You never know on this show. We could have a whole bunch of ways. We have like I said, in the studio audience, we've got Terry. Terry's there.
Hi, party.
Yes, sir. And yeah.
How does Vinny feel about not being the oldest one in the room today?
Where? Are you sure about that?
I don't know. We're pretty close.
I see some gray out there, buddy. I'm just saying.
I love to have everybody here. I'm so excited for today. Happy Friday, everyone.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you.
Friday.
Oh, it's so great to be here.
It's
This is
wonderful
great.
to have
It's
you
a
on.
reunion. It's a reunion.
Let's get this out of the way.
Yeah,
I forgot
Adam-
the yo tips. Somebody throw me some yo tips.
Yo
over there.
chips.
Yo tips.
Adam found, actually, Cece found that picture yesterday. 12 years ago, yesterday.
Yeah, 12.
We were
to the
having
day.
a round, I guess, a gathering of old school hemp people.
Yeah, it was
Tony
very.
Budden was here. And,
It was a very.
Hunter Biden?
Tony
Tony
Budden,
Budden.
Australia's famous hemp activist
Hempster,
who
yeah.
he built a house out of hemp out there.
Hempathizer.
Yeah, he did. He built a really nice house actually.
That's
It was like that was like the first daughter because his daughter had all sorts of allergies or something. So he went and kind of built his house and proved. And that was like what, 12 years ago. It said. Was it more?
I
or
want to
what?
say more than
It
that.
felt like it was more. It
I
said
think
12 years
12
ago.
is now 22.
Yeah, it said 12 years ago, but I thought the same thing. Like, it might be a bit more. But that was really cool. That was when Colorado was the epicenter of all the shit going on. Like, really was happening at that moment.
Things have really changed, and this is my first time back in a long time, and I don't really recognize anything. Just like some of the stories you were sharing with me,
Yeah.
buildings and places that were parking lots and stores that have appeared that we've never heard of. This is like stepping into a different timeline for me.
Yeah, and it's like Colorado had changed dramatically, and also because it was like at that moment the focus was on here, so every day was another film crew or another documentary being done or another, and then it kind of moved to wherever was the new hot spot, and Colorado kind of.
Do you remember what it was
Didn't
like
mature.
though before all the shenanigans? I'll say when even though it was still illegal, there were dispensaries like up in Nederland.
Was that when it was illegal, or was that when we had voted on the medical law in 2000, but nothing happened? Like they didn't create rules, they didn't. Really
Before
create-
that, 90s.
Oh, really?
I wasn't
Yeah,
here. Yeah, I
late
wasn't here
90s. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. There were still locations around the state where you could openly walk in and buy product. You could actually show people that were new to the game, if you will, how to smoke or how to roll or how to use a bong, which I think is really important. These are little pieces that have been taken away from us. You can't do these demonstrations or show people how to use any apparatus anymore.
Colorado's like the first place to fall in line too, which was kind of sad to watch too, where it was like you
Yeah.
saw quickly how people did not take the risk because they just invested all their money into doing this, and they were like everybody was like under the thumb, and it was, we were talking about it a couple weeks ago where the 2014 or maybe was it 14 the cup?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the 2014 Cup where it was like kind of like it peaked out,
Mhm.
and it was like it was the first year that they told everybody who had their licenses here that if we see you giving out sample.
No, that was worse than that. If we see an employee that looks like they have actually used cannabis within the last 3 days, we're pulling your license.
And they were just being real extreme. And then that year was the year that all the people from Cali came and were just throwing pounds out their booth like it was going out of style. And it was just like, and then you looked over at your friends who were they were just like, sorry, bro, can't even like pull a pipe out right now. You know what I mean? And they were watching all the people like crazy, and it was like, oh my God, this
was kind of like Arizona when we arrived, and we had our red cards at the time, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was like the first day of medical legalization for them, and all these weird laws we see over the years. Honestly, that's kind of why I'm glad I'm here. Because,
well,
and I think
we're
we all
glad
know
you're
this.
here.
Me too.
Yeah,
you too, Dave.
So glad
we're probably gonna have to back up and reset for those of you
let's talk about actually, yeah, because when I first met you, it was like you were, I wouldn't say superstar, but you were definitely like the shining
superstar.
You were the shining example of what how you can beat the system here. And it was like, and I remember not quite comprehending the story. It was kind of like too much for me to pull in at one time.
We could revisit that real quick.
Well, let me reframe. You were an involuntary superstar.
Yeah.
It was not something you set out to do. You were not an activist.
I was trying to save my own ass.
That was it.
Okay.
To live. I mean, I've probably bastardized the story so much over the years, but to encapsulate, you were a Coloradan in every sense of the word. Like to ski, hike, mountain bike, enjoy the outdoors, and a freak accident on a ski slope involving an out-of-control snowboarder hitting you in the small of the back when you did not see him coming, and it led to catastrophic, life-changing injury. Because the last time I saw you, you were in a wheelchair. I mean, this was a long
trees.
Yeah. And so you became that story that had to wind up making its way to court because of a nosy fucking neighbor, and a judge saying those words that created the medical industry for us here, which is, Mr. Love, if your doctor said you needed 1,000 plants, I would support it. Now, I know the numbers are probably off, but you guys get the
something
gist.
like 2 tons or something, but
yeah, that's all right.
And it was hearing that was liberating. It was freeing. The next thing that happened, which people will forget, and I won't. You can take the mic after this, but that was when the sheriff.
This is so much better.
Remember, the sheriff said, "I won't arrest anybody anymore." There's a sheriff in the Podunk, someplace in Colorado, said, "I will not send officers to bust a grow."
We had a lot of positive feedback from law enforcement.
And so now we sit here today, and you walked in here. That was when I saw your name on the card, and I was like, "Fuck." You know, you got to keep it together, be professional, Dave. You can't cry or anything like that.
I remember the first time I saw you standing with a cane, and I was like, "Holy fuck, cannabis saved him!" Like it was like I was like, "He's out of his wheelchair." Because when I met you, you were in the chair.
That's a whole story in of itself. I mean, we could be here for like 10 shows and talk about each of these things we just talked about here. So when you say that to me, Adam, is that it gives me chills constantly when I hear these stories. It gives me chills just to think about that. That's where I was. And every day, you okay?
You don't watch this show. This is normal.
No, this is not. This is the first time I get to watch it on the screen right here.
I love it.
This is fun. I had an idea though. I kind of, I get the flavor of these guys over all these years, and I've been to events with you guys, back green room kind of thing. So I know it goes.
Yeah, it's literally like I tell everybody.
Now you do it on camera.
So. I was telling everybody, it's like we just did this in the back green room on every fucking party everywhere. I was like, oh, where are they? Oh, they're all back there, pretending to do a podcast that doesn't exist yet.
That would have been the only other acceptable name for the show.
Really?
Other than the Adam Dunn Show.
Okay,
the green room.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be appropriate. Yeah, so like I'm walking again in the cannabis plant, and this is something I've been trying to get across to a lot of people. I totally support the recreational world. I would call it something else, but neither here nor there. I'm for the plant in its entirety, and maybe 10 years ago it was medical and for myself, and now it's medical for everybody, of course. And that still has to be fought. That has not been won. That battle is right in front of us. We've got all these crazy terms we hear today. We have all these deceiving bills that have been presented.
It's big, but it's not beautiful.
It's sad in a lot of ways because we're talking about some of these old days, if you will, when all of us, were able to have really tough conversations and have fun and not put ourselves in categories or groups. We all supported the same thing.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's all, here's the fiber and grain, and here's the recreation, and here's the medical, and here's the medicinal, which I see as two different things. And then we use words that have been propagated by the pharmaceutical industry, isolates, CBD, all this stuff. So we're basically following their whistle and doing their bidding, if you will, and not paying attention to what I miss the old days when we would actually fight for each other and other people that needed help, going to Bob Krause's trial, the people that came to mind. And even to this day, we've got, Adam Goodman in jail in Iowa. Shouldn't even be there. Austin, excuse me.
Okay,
Austin.
I'm in jail.
Whoops. Adam. Austin. You know what it is? This is fantastic to smoke a little bit before the show. I appreciate
yeah,
that.
gotta listen up. Gotta listen up. Otherwise you'll be frozen in the lights,
But yeah, those days were good, and that's when we'd sit around and have these couch talks with each other and hit on issues that nowadays, if you touch on one subject, people start freaking out.
Well, we've lost the ability to have civil discourse, to have a debate, and to be able to end an argument with, okay, I might not agree with you, but okay. Yeah. Now it's, I hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate you. Yeah. You're not a human.
Other.
You're less than. It's not. We can disagree without hate.
Yes.
We can be curious. There's
We can be
I
love curious, not hate curious.
I was going to
Role
say, and
play.
maintain so much love and respect for one another. I don't need to agree with you to deeply respect you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I might change those ideas as I evolve. We all do. I just
appreciate your perspective.
Well, who'd have thunk that you'd go through what you went through, 15, 20 years ago, and now the state of play, legislation-wise, we're actually 5 years before now.
Right.
That happened to
like you said when you were talking to me earlier. We
know we didn't talk earlier.
At this point.
Don't break the fourth wall.
Oh, the illusion is broken.
Yeah.
So we've gone backwards. We're in the negative progression, if you will.
The negative regression of the end of, and I was going to say hemp, but it's not hemp.
Mm-mm.
They just want to control what they want to control.
Hemp, marijuana, ganja, we can go down that list, are all one plant. It's cannabis sativa L. And people say to me, oh, but it's indica too. No, it's cannabis sativa L, and the subspecies are indica, sativa, and Afghanis, and right?
Yeah, well,
So this is the reason I get sticky on this is because we're fighting a legal game with these big beasts out there.
Language matters.
Yeah.
Well, it was always our, in Amsterdam was kind of funny because when we had the first hemp store in Europe, and it was like we're in the middle of Amsterdam where there's hundreds of coffee shops, everybody knows weed, and we were like every day was education, get down to the store, and somebody would walk in and they go up and smell the clothes. First thing they do, it's like every single thing, they walk in, they start smelling all the clothes. You're like, okay, you're not going to smell anything there, and I have to.
Does it smell like weed?
I'd go through the whole gamut, or they wouldn't know at all. They just walk in random, like some Italians or something. They don't even know what they're looking at, and they'd be like, oh, these are really nice, and then you'd say, oh, but they're made out of, and they're also made out of hemp. They'd be like, fuck, what?
I mean, I can smoke it?
And you'd see their brains melt, and they just try to figure out, like, how do you make a fiber out of it? And you explain to them, show them the stalk, break up a piece, shake it out, show them the fiber, so those days was very much like, we were on this like progression up, and then, and I said this all the time, is like the word hemp got completely hijacked.
Yeah.
And like nobody over here seemed to understand. Like, and if you say the word industrial, they just go, oh, they're like, it sucks. It's like, no, that's actually that's literally where all the real world fucking things will have, buildings and clothing and all the, insulation, all these things that could be world changing. But of course, everybody hyper focused on the cannabinoids, and then, THC being the premier one in everybody's minds, then all of a sudden CBD rolls in. Now everybody's focused on that. We watch that industry go like this and then drop like fucking. It's the hardest I've ever seen, to the point of like, well, that was interesting. We got to watch an entire industry develop and completely collapse
Yeah.
in the shortest time span I've ever seen, where, you know,
5 years.
in the industry, like the amount of investments, like MJ BizCon around 2017 was like, you just saw I just stood in front of people selling millions of dollars worth of equipment and buying millions of, like, my group that was there was buying like, we were running around from booth to booth going, I'll take one of those and 2 of these. It was like Rodney Dangerfield, like, you look good. And that was like,
That's the ugliest hat I ever saw.
and it was like, we were just like buying stuff like, oh shit, the show's over in 20 minutes. We got to go get that other $150,000 machine or whatever. And all that shit is like just sitting, getting dusty somewhere right now. None of it being
How many
used.
trimmers are out there?
gosh.
Sorters.
It's just the whole industry got completely just fucking tanked.
It's like every single thing you just listed and many more should have taken 20 years to evolve.
Yeah.
And we're seeing it come and go in a blink of an eye.
Right.
And this is what we see with, well,
And it's because, and well,
the
to
world.
me, it's a little bit because also that nobody did the hard work. They all went for the easy fucking thing. It was like I saw you sitting on. Was that Bruce Perlowan's Decortator that you were sitting on?
Yeah.
Okay, I know I didn't mention his name last
Oh,
show, but I
man.
was thinking about him when I was like,
names.
you know,
Name
it's-
names because all these people, we need to talk about the stuff that happened and tell.
So Bruce
some
Perlowan,
stories. And this is a good one.
it's what was his Cannabis Inc. or what was the name of his company?
Hemp Inc.
Hemp Inc. Right. So he's one of these guys who, like, you know,
He used to be a drug runner at one point.
he
right?
saw like a lot of times people see the bigger picture, but then they go for the low hanging and the easy angle, and it's like when they don't even like he's trying to fill the gap, because the biggest problem in America is there's no processing. We have zero, right? So you grow. There was when I don't know about what exact acreage, but at the height of the hemp, with quotation marks around it growing, there was thousands of acres being grown, but yet no processing beyond the cannabinoids. So
Did he ever get that machine running?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't
yeah.
think so either. And so it's one of these things where, like, in the entire country of the states, we have not one real operating decortator that I know of beyond, like, the smallest ones, you know, like maybe little tiny thing that could barely push through. And what the decortator is it's for processing hemp. It's the cotton gin of hemp, basically. So you have, you know, before the cotton gin, everybody was breaking all the cotton by hand, right? With hemp, same thing. Hemp's very notoriously.
We're doing that in Chiapas actually right now.
And the hemp is
by hand.
notoriously tough. It's like it'll ruin anybody, any equipment. If you try to, like, sew with anything, you have to upgrade all your machines because it tears up everything. So it doesn't matter what you do, because it's the best, highest quality material you can imagine. So that's where we fucked up.
It's the diamond of the textile industry. You know, you're going to need a diamond to process it.
If you want to start listing where we fucked up, then we're going to be here for quite a while.
Oh no, yeah. Well, there's a lot, but it was very in our face and obvious. Like when I first got here, I remember thinking, like, we got like 5 years to make this work before everybody just gives up, and it didn't.
It goes off on a tangent that
and it did.
really shouldn't
Didn't
be
we
going on.
speak to? I thought we found 2 in the States. 2 of those processing.
Decorticators.
Yeah.
I always pronounce it wrong.
Well, again,
It was.
it's like,
This isn't like 2018.
yeah, but again, one of them was probably
Qualification.
Bruce's. It didn't really ever run, so that doesn't count. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, they're in China. They have them where you can put them on the field and do it right there.
Okay.
It's like, well, why don't we have those? So
I
then
think there's supposed to be one coming online shortly, or maybe just recently has come online.
Well, think about that for a second. That's like saying that you're an artist 20 years ago and they're just handing you paint today.
Right. Yep.
Well, the thing is, like, and when I was selling, so we were selling
Selling of latex and latex-related products.
lots. The whole thing about hemp was that we had to, like, educate people on the reality that China was always ahead of us. No matter how hard we tried, we're never going to make textiles the way they make textiles. So the
And
reality,
then people give up instead of doing it anyway.
yeah.
which-
Well, and
why
then
not?
you just kind of go, well, think back, like go back in time. While they were making silk, what were we doing? You know what I mean? Not silk, I can tell you that much. You know, we were like, our stuff was rough as hell compared to what they were. So their skill set was always higher. And it's the same thing when we were making all our clothing there. The factories were, you could eat off the floor of the factory. It was gorgeous. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When you go to Vietnam, that's when you're like, oh, this is like China 20 years ago. This is like, guys working on the floor, and it's like, whatever, and quality control is not there. They had like every jacket, they would put it on this thing, and it would fill up with air, and then it would have like lasers that would check every seam on the jacket. And it was like, you'd be like, you could see. I was like, holy shit, dude! They do this on every fucking jacket, like every jacket. I'm like, okay, well, we're never doing that. You know what I mean? Like, we're never gonna get to that level. So, it's interesting to see because I mean, I don't think nothing has expanded. There's like hardly any companies filled in the gap after this whole thing. Like you see, like it's not like hemp ever exploded in any way, shape, or form when it came to American-based hemp. Like pretty much all went to waste. I mean, even the hempcrete didn't catch on the way it should have.
I mean, this is to me where we're at right now. Is we're seeing that finally people are recognizing they need to step away from toxic materials, plastics, synthetics, the polar fleece kind of concept. The concrete model is shifting. I think people are realizing the plastic siding and all this is really not sustainable. We've been through some hailstorms here, just wipe out the sides of people's homes. So I think that, oddly enough, and especially with the climate conversation, whether you believe it or not, whatever that direction you want to think it's going in, but also in terms of foods, we're seeing that finally some toxic stuff is being taken out of foods, and we're recognizing what real proteins are and how we really should be eating, not this false illusion of a nutritional pyramid, which is distraction. Right? And this is why I love the cannabis plant, because it folds into every area, right? And for me, I like the legal side of it. So after co-authoring the hemp legislation in 2012 and 13, I have a little grasp of how this works, if you will. And what's a little frustrating is that people have these short-term memories, and just like what you're saying, Adam, is we kind of jump from one thing to another. And when I was working on this with Wes McKinley, Representative Wes McKinley in the beginning, we talked about a strategy, and we recognized that it would take years to get where we want to get. Unfortunately, I was a little naive.
Weren't we all, though?
Yeah.
We all were.
Yeah.
We thought logic
I hope I
was
still
gonna be
am.
on their side. Yeah.
But so, and then we have all these carpetbaggers coming in and pretending that they participated in the blood, sweat, and tears that we all went through.
Hey, they smoked a joint in the 60s. Come on.
Right. Now they carry a briefcase that's got hemp or made of hemp.
Well, it was made near
that plane.
a hemp
How about that
factory.
plane? Remember that story? Oof, that was a good one.
Oh yeah, the hemp
What
plane
was that guy?
scam.
What was his name again? The
Keswick.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, that's the guy.
That's Keswick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Hemp Earth. That's a scam.
That was super
Scam.
Super
No,
scam.
it
So
was a
the
politics
scams
anyway.
all over the place. Even the Hemp Roundtable. Don't you think that they're a little sketchy? I mean, we can point at all fingers. But to me, here's the big scam, right? Let's step back for a second, if you guys don't mind.
No.
Because a lot of people look at
scam away.
They look at these details. It's the definition of hemp in the 2018 Farm Bill.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's nonsense. It's non-science. They pull this 0.3% out of their hat, and then they misuse its original intent. You know this story?
No, please share.
Adam, do you know this story about the Canadian science, Ernest Small, Dr. Ernest Small? So Dr. Ernest Small admits that the 0.3% THC is an arbitrary number, pulled that out of his hat, right? And it was supposed to represent parts of the plant, differentiate parts of the plant. So the stems, the flower, the leaves, right? And so these percentages originally were designated just for those arbitrary definitions. Now, unfortunately, somebody, and I think we know who these people are. It could be, yeah, exactly. It's these associations that have Canadian representation directly attached to them, and that's questionable. Yeah. But so we use that number for differentiating between psychoactive and non-psychoactive.
Because they had Canada was growing all the seed. That's literally where they tried to differentiate.
Eric actually came when I was writing the last little bit of, going over the last little bit of legislation in the cafeteria of the Denver Capitol. He shows up out of the blue. I don't know how he knew where we were. And he's like, hey, I have this paragraph you want to put in your bill. proposed this 2012. And basically, it was something that would have forced Coloradans to buy certified seed from Canada.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it was so
Okay.
blatant.
Yeah, I was
In your
going to say
face.
that's.
But you know, if you read like the MORE Act and the Common Sense Act, that's essentially what you're seeing in those bills. It's not just, descheduling. And I'd argue if you're really, really good at reading it, it's not anything close to that. It's drug war 3.0. So kind of just glazing over all the nuances and issues we have today, specifically this last week about the hemp scare, I'll call it. So some of the wording in that has to be paid attention to, but these are things that I keep trying to get across to people. These are distractions. These are taking away things little by little by little by little over all these years. And I've been trying to say this to everybody for years, and I'll say it again. We're all being deceived by these associations and by politics, and we have the power. We can actually fix this. So every time I've gotten involved, and you guys, see this, is every time I get involved and put my face in the middle of whatever's going on, I can get something done. And I'll share a sort of an outside story regarding this. So there's a list of stuff we can go through, but in Mexico, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but now you can get...
With Mexico? Where?
In Mexico.
Oh, in Mexico.
In Mexico, sorry. So I've spent a majority of the last 8 years in Mexico, mostly in Chiapas, and I've done many cannabis events for medical, legal, recreational. I've been consulting with a bunch of farms down there. I put my hands into places that I wanted to be. I was curious about. And so one of them was, what can I do in terms of my rights? So early on, this was right when this started, but there's something called an amparo, a protection that you can get from the Supreme Court. And this applies to anything. So if your human rights are being violated, mine were, because they wouldn't let me have cannabis in the quantities that I wanted it. So I went to the health department knowing full well that when I asked them for permission to use cannabis, they would say no. And they had a program for this. But they said no, probably because I'm a gringo. I don't know. No, seriously, though, they say no to everybody. And so I said, okay, thank you for this piece of paper. It has a denial on it. I'm taking this to the Supreme Court, and I'm going to show them you just denied my human rights. And they're going to say, give him his human rights, which they did. It took 2 years for this process. Now I think you probably get this done in 6 months because the attorneys have all figured it out and they get paid money.
Ooh, now we're talking.
Yeah, now this is another place you can make some cash. And so
You're like, yes.
I have a document that's stamped and signed, official, that says I can transport, produce, manufacture, do everything I want with no limits, except for commercial. Commercial I'm still fighting for. So the reason I bring this up is we can do this here. And the problem is that we've been distracted by all these associations, people who don't necessarily know what they're talking about, and they support the plant, which is great. I'm glad people support the plant, but please try and do a little more research, folks. I'm seeing some weird stuff. Hemp is different than marijuana, is different from ganja. It's all one plant, folks. Here's a fun one for you. Go back to basic chemistry. Show me where THC is in the plant, in the raw plant. If you can show that to me without using a testing device, I'm talking about chemistry. If you can show me that THC is in the plant, I'll buy you a dinner or something.
Well, hold on. Just to play,
What do you know about quantum physics and shit like that?
Yeah.
Isn't isolate and distillate made with a chemical process?
Yeah. So, like if you take the botanical functions of this plant and you go from CBG and down the whole, what would you call it, web.
The periodic table of cannabinoids.
Yeah, I like that one. That's really good,
that was
actually.
Cute.
Sort of.
That was good, Dave. Is that THCA produces THC only with non-enzymatic decarboxylation.
Katie, say that back now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she loves the decarboxylation.
Non-enzymatic.
Non-enzymatic
Decarboxylation.
Meaning I had to take a lighter or an oven and bake my weed.
Of course you did.
Now, the plant can't do that on its own. It doesn't have opposable thumbs, last I checked, unless I smoked a lot.
Have you been in Adam's garden? I'm just saying.
Well, with this GMO stuff out there, I don't know.
That's a fair point.
Adam Dunn show today.
Do you have any tips down there so we can smoke this joint?
That's a good idea. That's a really good
idea. I couldn't find them.
So this is where my head is most of the time, is in these nuances that we're missing, I'll say, that we skip over.
No, I appreciate this very much.
So my question really comes down to, and there's a lot of questions I have, but for example, are the labs even legitimate?
Ooh,
even if they are legitimate, are their testing protocols actually considered accepted between all labs?
So I have a list of 28 questions that I use to confirm or mostly dismiss these so-called labs. And so I actually raised this question with the whole government testing as well.
Hold on a second. So they were here last week before we had our little cleanup or reset. So they're somewhere.
Are you guys gonna have to share a joint with me?
I'll just roll one for everyone.
I would say on that. Yeah, there you go. It's a new technique.
Yeah, I'll just roll one for everyone. What do you want me to roll for you, Adam?
You guys got to train me on your format for the show.
Normally we have
I feel like I'm sitting with you guys in a house of friends, and so
normally we have
it.
yo
No, I
tips,
appreciate.
which are little bamboo.
Hey, chill him that shit. Let's go.
I'm on Vinny's page here.
I'm
happy to share a joint with them and also we love Yo Tips. They're one of our sponsors, and so we definitely.
They're in the room someplace misplaced. Don't worry.
We want to promote sponsors.
Just a tangent.
We appreciate our Yo Tips.
I spoke to them today, and Elliot already sent Vinny. You should take a look in the mail. We have custom engraved, laser engraved Yo Tips. Adam Dunn show.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right, so we're going to take a little commercial break while Adam walks away.
So just relax, bro.
Continue on with what you were talking about there. It's the whole point is if they can separate out hemp from cannabis, then they can separate the industry out, and they want to keep us fractured. So at the end of the day, they want to give out confusing language, and they don't want you to explain it to anybody.
Like everything else, right? Yeah. So let me ask you this. I'm kind of curious, but what happens if we start going around changing definitions of everything else? I mean, we've seen this over the last few years, right? The man.
What do you mean by is?
But what's the? Well, if it's from the Black's Law Dictionary, or is it like spoken English language? And I'm being a little off the wall here, but I'm actually serious. So like with the hemp bill, with renaming or redefining what this plant is botanically, when do we know where to use the botanical and so on and so forth? It's kind of like if all of a sudden I tell you green is the number 9 and tastes like blue. I mean, what?
Synesthesia.
It really, yeah, exactly. It's getting to a point where we're not going to be able to communicate with each other. And so this is where I question some of the root issues I see with cannabis and the plant. It's all one plant. We all want to use it. Why are we testing the farms where the farmers grow? Who cares about that, right? Seriously. We should be testing the finished product for whatever it needs to be tested for. So I'm not going to test my hemp block wall for THC. That's ridiculous. And why am I going to be forced to buy certified seed when I just want to know what the seed is? So let's have registered seed so I know what the parameters of the seed are. And let me select whatever it is that I want to use for my product, and let's look at the end result and test that for quality and safety.
Well,
I think we're so far down control.
I was also saying, it was like the one silver lining of this whole situation is it does open it does open the possibility for descheduling, which would be the if everybody just kind of like gets that idea out there where people realize like, oh yeah, wait a minute, we shouldn't be thinking about like putting it into yet another more complicated thing, because if it goes to schedule, then it's really out of our hands. Like we're fucked. We're like
Vinny, anytime somebody mentions descheduling, you have to play a Dreamweaver drop.
Wow.
Boom.
Yeah, that's what happens. No, but descheduling is definitely the answer, in my opinion, to satisfying the medicinal side, because that's the thing is like
Everything's built on shit anyway. Like the whole foundation was built on manipulation and lies and distraction. And so I agree. We really need to go to deschedule. And oddly enough, I'm working on a project called Deschedule.earth. But
oddly enough,
this is
didn't
something
even know it.
that I would actually, if we were able to sit down with like Sam and those anti-cannabis groups, I bet that we could come to some meeting ground in terms of what descheduling would actually bring for them as well. I think right now, if you look at the spectrum of how things have shifted over the years with all drugs, right? The harsher the drug, the more severe the penalties. The more penalties, the more severe or harsher the drug, right? And so, well, let's just go the other direction and let's deschedule this plant. And I guarantee you crime will go down. I guarantee you underage use will go down. I guarantee people will be healthy.
But it doesn't have anything to it. They're not trying to curtail those numbers in any way, shape, or form. Exactly. They're part of the system of economics around the prohibition.
You hit my favorite
of cannabis. They have no intention of doing any of that because they need people to be arrested. They need to keep their prison industrial complex
is in
going.
The prohibition.
Yep. That's it. And nothing
the centralized
has anything to do with logic.
Yep.
So we have to stop thinking that way because we're not going to be able to defeat them if we still think, well, they'll be logical. They never will be. They operate under different intentions. It's all about the mighty dollar and control.
Dave, you hit on the biggest, most important thing. Is recognizing the opposition's view of what's happening. The other thing I hear a lot is, oh, I don't want to participate because the system's broken, right?
Oh, yeah.
Our system in the U.S. was designed to participate with. And honestly, I'll come back to my own experience because that's all I can really speak to. But every time I participate, something good happens.
Yeah.
And I really believe that everyone watching this show or listening out there, and this is why, like, to me, the stoner world, we used to sit around the couch and play music and talk and all these things, and I hope that still happens. And let's just throw in, hey, I'm going to hit print on this letter that I'm going to sign and send to my politician, put a stamp on there while I'm smoking the next joint. Because you're going to save a lot more time than going to these silly protests that are going on these days. And the government doesn't listen to that. No. And so we're at a point right now, which is exciting to me because it's so messed up and so far down this really wonky road that all we really need to do is participate for a little bit. And I bet you, I really do, that we could get this plant descheduled. And what descheduled means for those that are confused, because I see a lot of confusion out there, is that it will be available for medicine, for medicinal, for clothing, for fuel, for your experiments, and the government's, right? The government shouldn't be the only one doing research. We should.
Oh, he's hit a beauty here, Kurt.
We really know, and this is the thing, we don't need more research. This plant's been around for thousands of years. The cattle have eaten it. The chickens have eaten it. The kids have eaten it. If you dig deep in the research, which I've come across, and this is fun, all these myths about smoking it destroys your brain are actually backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything is backwards. And I could sit down with any member of SAM at this point and have some fun, because to the lay person out there that's easily manipulated by the SAM group. When I talk about the SAM group, it's the anti-marijuana group. And their advantage is because of people out there that don't know these things. Yeah. So part of it is, I just feel for myself, is we as cannabis folks really do have a little bit of a responsibility to make sure that we start correcting people. I hate to say that, but I kind of in that mode nowadays. Because I had a young girl make a comment on one of my social media posts the other day, and she said, "You don't know what you're talking about. You should go do some research." And I said, you might want to look up my name. Just go ahead and read some things on my social media, let alone my website and this kind of thing. And she actually sent a message back to me. And she said, I'm sorry. I apologize. I was wrong. I was advocating for the wrong thing. This was awesome.
Wow. This is powerful.
This was really powerful.
Join our group. Does this?
And so it gave me a hint of hope for what we're doing is going to make a difference.
Well, I mean, the part that, I mean, has always been good about cannabis in general and just being involved was always like, we just had like win after win whenever the real research got put together. You know, whenever they tried to like, we're going to figure this out, and then they would go, well, actually, you know, and it was like everything. It was whether it was cancer studies, whether, you know, it was like they're trying to give cancer to a mouse, and you're like, keep giving it more THC. It's got to get it. And then it was like, well, actually, the mice that we gave the THC is lower than the ones that were, you know, healthy to begin with. You know what I mean? And you're like, okay, so that's even crazier. So don't publish that. Okay, don't publish any of that. Let's move on to the next thing. All right, let's go driving. You know what I mean? And then they'd be like, you know, it's just making people kind of drive a little bit more
safer.
Carefully.
Yeah.
You know, they're being overly cautious.
A little bit more aware.
And they're kind of like slowing down, and they're not hitting cones. And it was like, you know, the only thing they're doing is missing the exit every time. They keep missing the exits, but that's about it, you know? So, again.
Tell somebody about that neuroprotectant being.
And then they would squash that study because they'd be like, well, that fucking didn't prove our point either. So
this is the
drunk drivers run red lights. Stone drivers wait at stop signs for them to turn green.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on.
And that's pretty much well documented, right? So we all do it. It's like, I'll leave here and drive home slower than molasses half the time, where I'll be like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm doing 45? Like, Jesus. Like, okay, hey, get together.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, mention driving, and with it being a shroomski night.
That's so funny. That was exactly the thought that came to my mind, too.
We'll tell that during the shroomski section of the shroomski.
No, there's a lot of misinformation, and there's just a lack of education around all of it.
So I spent 8 years riding my motorcycle all over the United States, Mexico, Costa Rica, and everything in between. I fell over 5 times because I have a weak leg because of my broken back. And
I'm so curious about this story. I am unaware of this story. Can you share it with me?
The hemp cycle, THC, the hemp cycle. So I'm a avid motorcyclist, and ever since I was a kid and a teenager. And as soon as I basically got ambulatory out of my wheelchair and felt comfortable enough to use 1 or 2 canes when I needed to, I got back on a motorcycle. And so I got a KLR 650 and rigged it up as an adventure bike to ride around the world.
This fellow's being called the
where I
chillest dude in America.
Or started when I left Colorado in 2017.
Spectacular.
And so there's a lot of things, obviously, that happen on the road. And the road is a different lifestyle that most people don't understand. It's a family, and it's incredible. It teaches you who you are. What's that book? Motorcycle Diary, or no?
The motorcycle and the art, the Zen
is that
art of...
There we go.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Whatever it is.
I love that you know that, Dave.
The art of motorcycle maintenance.
Heck yeah.
There we go.
There we go. Whew. 3 brains, 1 title.
Took the 3 of us.
Had a good book.
3 brains, 1 book. Yeah, that's about where it goes. 3 brains, 1 book.
Okay, whatever.
What do you think?
Moving on. Nothing.
So, motorcycle journey. It's I'll say this: I've got, I don't know, tens of thousands of miles on the motorcycle, and a lot of it in Mexico.
Okay.
And I probably have seen more of Mexico than a lot of locals to pueblos in different parts of Mexico.
Spectacular.
And all of Costa Rica, and then through many other countries.
On a motorcycle.
On a motorcycle with my dog. I used to have a service dog that used to ride on the back, Escher. And never picked her up to put her on the bike. She'd always get up and put herself in her seat all by herself.
I love this so much.
Was an incredible dog. And Adam, Dave, a lot of you guys remember.
It was one of those, like, you're like, God damn, this dog's smart.
Brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're wonderful companions.
And she spent a lot of time in the cannabis community in all the events and all the different states and all the different countries. But she passed away 2 years ago, almost 3, in Chiapas, in San Cristobal de las Casas.
Deepest condolences.
Shout out to Escher.
Thank you for that. Actually, that actually means a lot with you guys.
That was a good dog.
Thank you.
for
Good dog.
sharing that.
Yeah.
We don't deserve
Very
dogs.
special.
There it is, Mr.
I sure don't. Oh my gosh. So, what else? I mean, I could tell so many different stories about the motorcycle journey. What would you like?
Oh, the motorcycle journey.
Because it ties into the medical and medicinal learning I've gone through.
Well, so in the last 8 years, I mean, Mexico was, obviously source country, so it's always been one of those places that wasn't really trying to emphasize the fact that there is such a weed culture there. And then all of a sudden in about the last 8 years, it seems like opened up a lot. And then at the same time, it's not like Mexico's reputation got any better in the last 8 years either. It got worse.
The last week even.
Yeah. So, and what's it like living there? What's it like with the?
So that's a good question with the cannabis culture. if you
Yeah,
will.
just because it feels like obviously, just like here, there's that moment every so often where you're like, holy shit, we're kind of like everyone knows everything. It's not like
you get someplace in Mexico and they go, look what we got. We have Skittles from Cali.
So
and you go, what the fuck? I want Michoacan. I want Oaxacan.
I've learned a lot of history, and I see a lot of connections, especially after traveling in that what I call Mayan territory, which I consider Chiapas, Guatemala, parts of Belize, and then you could even go down into El Salvador. But basically, to me, that's Mayan territory. And it consists of many, many, many different cultures. They all speak their own language. And so you're part of this rich history that most of us have never even read about in a book. It's incredible. And so their beliefs are very different than what we're used to. So I spent a lot of time learning. I felt like a child again. I was learning what these plants did. What does this, food, what does the soil relationship do? What they call a milpa. Milpa is like their farming technique.
Okay.
But they don't separate the farming from the community, from the individual, from the universe. This is a relationship. And this is how, I mean, coming back and talking about this, I do see things differently.
I love this.
Well, I mean, it's like they created their own. They basically were just stewards of the earth before anybody when it came to figuring out
mind-blowing
how to
to
take. Because it's weird. When I was in Brazil, it was so hard to find quality soil anywhere. Nobody, you could I was my friend wanted to grow, and I was like, oh cool, let's go find some. We went around everywhere, and I was just like, dude, this soil sucks. What is this crap? You know what I mean? And then knowing that yet there was. And he was like, oh, it's all because this jungle, and it's but then, you take another place like Mexico where they all of a sudden they're, on point and where they figure it out. And it's it's
and they've been doing it for thousands of years.
Ancient soil that's more fertile than...
Yeah, until the white people got there and then we fucked it up.
Oh, yeah, once we throw our...
Well, you see Bayer and Monsanto, icons everywhere, and everyone uses paraquat or something like this.
If you can get it from the forest, we have to make it illegal.
Well, and this is something I think we all know is the living soil aspect of things versus just isolates, I'll call them, NPK and absent of minerals, absent of life, absent of the bacteria and nematodes and all the fun things that actually make a city of soil.
Yeah, well, you see how this is circular because you talked about testing and lack of protocols and lack of acceptance. We had a totally living soil person on the show that failed testing because of heavy metal contamination, because of an arbitrary number that was given to testing protocols when it probably had nothing to do with that. Its presence would have had to have been in the finished product, right? There were all this bullshit, but they tried to make the greatest way of growing cannabis without the use of any chemicals and pesticides.
And it's mostly
illegal.
Well, it's there was, so kelp products are always very accumulators, so they're always one of your first thing that everybody pulled out of their programs because they were failing because they mostly cadmium with that, there was, and so yet we know that kelp's a great thing. You know what I mean? So it was like, fuck. So now everybody had to adjust along the way. And unfortunately, with organic growing, it's like if you've got a soil which is 8 years old, you know what I mean, and you start failing tests, it's like it's a total fucking reboot, which is not. And at the end of the day, some of the numbers are in the billions or something. So you're like, come on now. And again, we were doing fine for sure, for years. But the problem is, and because of that, that's what we were talking about also, which is like in the legal side. Now everybody just says fuck it and just starts irradiating everything because they figure like that's the easy way out. That's the easy way, and so it takes it to the total other side of the spectrum where you're like, even if you were growing organically, if they start throwing it into there, you just like killed your whole vibe of the thing in the first place.
After living in the cultures that have been around and their farming techniques, coming back here and hearing these stories and also seeing it from a distance for a while, I've been paying attention. But now being back here and actually having these conversations, it's disturbing. The system is itself it's not even broken. It's like intentionally trying to deceive at this point.
That's true too.
See, again, with that,
it seems like it's on purpose.
Exactly. They're not deceiving anybody. We just don't understand what their motivations are. We think they're trying to protect the babies when they're
we are the commodity. So their
100%.
Motive is how much of our attention can they hijack from us, and how much of our energy can they use for fill in the blank.
I don't remember where I heard
it. It's decentralized economy versus a centralized economy. They want their centralized control, whereas if we decentralize it into what all of us have been talking about on farming levels, on medicinal levels, on transportation levels, energy sources, cannabis included, it's not within their scope of control anymore. The system itself, the government is upset, I'll say, that we're not following their rules anymore. And obviously...
Get in line!
Yeah. And so I think we're at a really cool tipping point. From my view, with my relationship with the soil and the plant and the medicinal knowledge that I've been exposed to down in Chiapas, is... there's a relationship that all of us have with our soil, with our plants, with each other, with the community, and that responsibility between in that web, that interweb of responsibility. We don't need this system that is in place, this government system. We know. We know this.
Isn't it the same thing that our next guests that are going to be coming on in the psychedelic community, the way psilocybin is now being regulated here in Colorado?
It's impressive.
Where you can give it away because they haven't figured out a way to tax it and regulate it. So they just say there's no commerce, which is ridiculous. We'll figure that out for ourselves. Let us pay taxes on it. But this wink and a nod situation, the 0.3%, it all comes back to the fact that we have not figured out what the other side's motivation is yet. And until we do, it's now we're 5 years.
I mean,
before.
It's kind of what he said. It's like intentional to keep us all fucking stupid and disconnected and not know that we could have more quality building products, better medicine, better fucking food, like a more meaningful experience here as human beings. And this plant and all of these plants are allies here for us. So why not tap into allies in this way? It makes perfect sense because this is just a repetition of the patterns in history where you want to keep things hidden. If you're wanting to control mass populations, you want to keep knowledge hidden. So knowledge is the power. Education, being able to have these conversations and not judge one another and hear what the other is saying and being willing to learn. And not just, I met somebody today at a coffee shop that was telling me all about everything they knew about marijuana. And I just sat and smiled. I was curious. I wanted to hear what their knowledge was.
Say marijuana.
Exactly. That lets me know I'm going to meet you. I'm going to meet you where you're at. I'm going to meet you where you're at. And this is a teachable moment for me to be able to really embody that and not just be able to walk it like I talk it. And
they were like,
be able to
everything was a trope, right?
Well, they really actually appreciated it. They had no idea. They're just regurgitating, most of the time.
So this is something that I hear a lot, exactly what you're pointing out, and I sit and listen as well sometimes. And I'll maybe correct them on one minor point. But one thing that I'm very interested in is, what is our bigger goal? What do we all agree on? We're all so different, which is so cool. This is why I love humans, right? I meet people from all over the world. I travel all over the place. And every time I see somebody, I'm just like, wow, what's their life like, right? And so
I'm usually like different like tone behind it, more like, the fuck is their life like? That's usually what I'm thinking. Like, holy.
All right, I'm on the same page.
It's like when you're looking at shopping carts when you're walking around the supermarket. You're like, holy fuck, dude, you are not good. Like you're like all just like.
You're not gonna live
the worst things ever. You know what I mean?
I love looking at what other people are buying to tell
I always
their
do.
backstory.
I mean, no judgment. It also comes back to the marijuana conversation where it's like
plenty of judgment.
No
judgment.
Yeah.
People, yes.
People, there's many levels to awareness, and I feel like cultivating an environment where people feel safe to be vulnerable, feel safe to be like, hey, I have no idea. Shit, I didn't know I've been eating dead food my whole life. I had no idea. Being able
irradiated
to
food.
Just have people around you that are kind and willing to teach you. I can't even count on both hands and toes how many times Adam and Cece have showed me something new that it was like, wow, thank you for being patient and kind as a teacher.
We all don't know the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And with, the fun part about with cannabis was we were on this arc where it was all like, we got to watch Colorado kind of happen, and for me it was great because it was like I'm coming from Amsterdam, so it was like I get to relive my thing of being there, and first time so all of a sudden I'm coming back to America, like this is weird, like this is like feel like I'm like watching all the tourists walk into the spots over there, and then but then you also got to see how quickly it got shifted, right? Like everybody's mood changed, went from like everybody would come to our parties, for instance, back in the day, and it was like, we were like, it's Pink House and fucking River Rock, and all the different groups were all there, and then slowly but surely they all were like, no, we're in our own little islands, you know what I mean? And then those islands, they don't communicate. And it was very much like, oh, that's exactly what Amsterdam was like, because the whole thing about Amsterdam that was funny was I would go into one shop, get to know the owner, hang out, chat with them, start telling him about other shops that they have some African, fucking that guy. Everybody had like a problem with somebody. Oh, that guy, he owes my part. It was like, okay, so I realized how small the town was, and it was it already had its bitter, like everybody had their little stories behind why you don't go to that guy and why that guy doesn't talk to this guy and this. But it was also very easy for me as a kind of like, I was like, well, actually now I realize like I could make money just by going to this one guy, picking up some hash from him, dropping it off at that guy because that guy didn't have it.
He won't talk to him.
He won't talk to him anymore. So just for that reason alone, I was like, cool, I'm making money.
That was the Amsterdam hash arbitrage that you discovered.
And it just happened like a bunch of times over and over where I was just like, God, this place is like already there. But then you saw how quickly it happened here in Colorado, happened in Cali, kind of on its own double level, because Cali, even to this day, doesn't follow any fucking rules hardly, you know what I mean? Just like New York, just like everywhere, like any place that had a population that got used to it, like here, not. Here was like everybody got shut down way too quick.
Because we've not outpaced enforcement.
Exactly.
New York has, California has, we haven't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Too many people doing the same thing, and it's like there's always a new person to fill in the last person, whereas here, it was more like you got comfortable and then you were shut down. That was pretty much it. So, but just to see that arc kind of like, now it's who cares almost, you know what I mean? Like literally,
exactly.
We're literally at that phase. So we're all tired, like, oh, whatever. So it doesn't help when it comes to grouping people up either though, because people are now like, someone else will take care of that. I'm not going to think about it, where there was a moment like there where everybody was like do or die and everybody was, going to the Capitol. Like, for instance, those just like going to the Capitol here was, and like dealing, sitting in on the different things.
Mitch and I used to do that.
It was like you would sit there but then you'd realize like, all right, there's 40 of us here. You know what I mean? Out of how many? You know.
And the same 40 every week.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Jessica. Shout out to the cheesecake lady.
Oh.
Shout out to the cheesecake.
Think she's listening?
She might be.
Yeah.
Because now she says, "Oh, she sees Jason," or she might be like, she'd be like, "Oh, we got some common
I
enemies."
really miss her.
Oh, she's awesome.
Oh man,
she's awesome.
She's in, is it Oregon or Seattle or something? I don't know.
Some
Super
super granola spot she's at for sure.
I love it.
Without internet, just AOL dial-up.
100% no internet.
Yeah, she hasn't been on in a while.
No, she told us the last time she was on. She's like, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna.
Well, I remember she was selling her place and like moving. Yeah.
She was. She's definitely one of our most requested guests ever. If you're listening, come on back.
Wonderful, wonderful person to be around.
No, but if you needed to know what was happening on the hill or what happened at that last meeting, we'd have her on the show and we'd get the full update. And goddamn cocksuckers, you know what I mean? So
we're gonna put out a little basket that she would always hold on her arm when she was outside and be full of cheesecakes and.
Oh, this is sweet.
I mean, she didn't. She got that name for a reason.
After I broke my back, she would come to my house and give me all her leftover cheesecakes. Stock up my freezer. Yeah.
How did you break your back?
I was hit by somebody in the slopes. I used to teach.
Oh yeah, no.
Here from the
okay, wait, no, I had a stroke, so sorry.
That's okay.
These two, I will ask repeat guests. Wait, so have I ever met you before? And these two just love that. It's one of my favorite things to do. Thank you. You were on the slopes and a snowboarder. No, I remember you jogged my memory. Thank you.
I'm meeting you for the first time.
Gotta warn you, I'm a
Go away, I'm glad.
Dave did a very good job of explaining it.
You did.
Katie.
You weren't. That's why I wasn't listening, because you were fucking talking.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all making sense now, Jason.
He never got to say
I was paying attention to you, and he was talking.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yes, we do these
Jason
things.
was paying attention to me because I was telling the story reverently.
Were you into cannabis before that, or how was that kind of what was your initiation into all of this?
I tried. I got to the point where I was kind of engaged a little bit in the political
He's hiking,
side.
so he's a classic guy, and nobody hikes without smoking weed.
Yeah, that's
Isn't that part of the deal?
Or cycles, or
90% of the hiking is involving weed, I would imagine.
Yeah.
That's my
At least in my world, it is. In my world,
a man after my own heart. Yes.
My world's 100%, but if it's
It's
somebody average,
anandamide enhancer. You know, it compensates for the nutritional deficiencies that we all have, or endocannabinoid deficiencies because of
that's what we tell ourselves.
Right.
That's what we tell ourselves every
You
day.
guys are making my day. This was the exact conversation that I had at the coffee shop today.
Jason's
and
like a
so
cannabis
receptive.
bullshit detector.
You told her about cannabinoids. And
Yes, just you know about the
system.
endogenous. Yes, I was like, why do you think you sleep at night?
CB1 and CB2.
What do you think? Yes.
And possibly CB3, which I think I called GR55.
Our girls all grown up.
You did the CB1, CB2
You
discussion.
guys are so great.
Oh,
I love
sweetheart.
this.
We're so proud.
All grown up here.
To me, sitting here with you guys and knowing, history and being so relaxed with this conversation about all of these things is...
Yeah, this is what we do. We kind of we touch on little things, and then we back off, and we go to this next thing, and then we back off.
Because
And
there's so
somehow
many
we
pieces.
bring it all the way back.
There's so many pieces.
And if you actually listen to the whole thing, you'd realize that it's a master plan. It's just it
It
may
is
seem
full
chaotic.
circle. Follow
it may
us.
seem
Stay with us.
It may seem chaotic, and we might not finish because
Amazing.
it's like many discussions when you're with more than one person, and you as you're like, and then you let that guy talk, and then by the time he's done talking, you
forgot.
You're so stuck.
It's gone.
You're like,
yeah, that joint.
I had the best point ever.
It all
I'll
connects.
think about it on the way home. I'll be driving home. I'll be like, I forgot to
George Costanza. The jerk store call.
That's
Actually,
the story of my life.
we would normally, if
No, we
this
can't.
were a professional show, we'd look to our producer who had been taking, meta notes
What do you know about
and would have everything written down, and he would bring us back on point and everything. But
No.
as it is, he
I
just
don't have
gives
any
me
hash over here. I don't know.
snarky
What?
looks.
Smoke some hash right here.
You need some
Oh, what kind
hash.
of regular? Oh, you mean like dabs hash?
Dave, I want
The
to
guy
try
right
your
look
joint.
behind you. Look,
All right, so this is a plea to any dispensaries in Colorado. What we're thinking of doing is every week we would have a different dispensary sort of.
Oh, this is what we're
a different word. This is a proposal.
This is a proposal.
We would love
for your help.
Yeah, we would love to showcase you.
We'd love to present your weed
it's like,
and hash.
It's like feast and famine around here. We either have everybody wanting to throw hash at us at the same time, or nobody. So it's like one or the other. So it's like maybe if we staged it out
you to
over the weeks.
Definitely put it on the table.
Yeah, I mean, when we go to conferences, people come up to us and they do ask us about things that we were smoking, specifically Adam's entire freak show line. So just realize.
I mean, I told everybody that came to town about 14er and Kaya when they would stay at my Airbnb. I told everybody about him because that's, people always have that question, you know, where can I find quality cannabis?
But we would just see, like Kaya,
I want to point them in the right direction.
See Kaya right here, prominently displayed that we're smoking joints, and and they gave us Oleo vape cartridges. We want to do that for your brand too, and Katie knows everybody. So she and
I forget I know everybody.
And then she'll do your marketing again.
No, she'll do it and then she'll forget about it and then she'll come back and do it all again. So it's like a 2 for 1. It's a twofer. You get a 2 for every time.
But Jason, you're welcome to come back anytime.
We can stay too. We can also just rearrange a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy to meet you. This is spectacular.
Likewise.
Always.
Every time you're in
So the
Colorado,
3 campaigns, which right now you were pushing, would be the food
first initiative, which is basically to test the entire plant for nutritional value,
which makes sense,
and that hasn't been done. And a lot of our preliminary research indicates why. We just need an official connection with the laboratory, and we have found one. We just need now to get the funding covered.
So it's like going beyond seed and working with the whole plant, you're saying?
Paper,
yeah,
fuel,
it's the whole
food,
plant,
fiber.
including the flower.
Okay.
What has your... Can you share what your findings have been?
Well, we still haven't completed all the studies because we're still raising
got
the
super
funds.
high while they were trying to do it,
Right.
and then they forgot everything.
And we forgot.
We got really high. We made a bunch of stuff. It was
The
pretty
preliminary
good.
research that we have before the research that we're doing. So this is with William Henry. This is the Food First Initiative, or foodfirst.us, I think is the website.
Okay.
And the intent is to put together the initial capital, which I think it's a total of 10,000. I think the group has already gotten 5.
Oh, that's doable.
Yes.
That's doable.
And so, beyond that, then there's another level, which is, I think, another 15. But what this should do is give us the entire profile that we're looking for to demonstrate the raw plant, the entire raw plant with the flowers.
So, I mean, that's the thing that right now, again, like we were talking about earlier, like people haven't figured out that as a food, of course, they're going to fight it tooth and nail too. But as a food product for cattle, would start the whole process from the beginning. Where now they're going to be healthier, meaning the beef that's going to come off that's going to be healthier.
Precisely.
The milk is going to be healthier. Everything's going to have
no more mad cow.
It's like the cannabinoids are going to be delivered, directly without even having to smoke anything. Nobody's going to have to or eat anything themselves. It's already in the pipeline. You know what I mean? It just kind of goes step by step. And of course, right out of the gate, it's almost impossible to get it approved for cattle because they're going to fucking be like, hell no, you can't do that. You have to feed it this garbage over here, or, you know what I mean, or let it free range, but there's no way you're doing hemp.
And that's what's so bizarre is we know that we in the United States had a history of cannabis plant, or hemp, as some would call it, across the country. And obviously cattle and chickens and pigs and all these other animals ate it.
Yeah,
the pheasant population was bigger. Birds
will change their migration patterns for it. Like if they know there's a fucking mega field growing over here, they will all go there on their way and stop off there, fatten up, and then fly off to the next spot.
I'm actually surprised that the environmentalists are not on this whole page of supporting this.
Well, back in the day with Hempstead, when they came over to Amsterdam in 93, I guess, and we organized it. We loaded up a pallet of fucking seeds for them, right? And sent it from Amsterdam, literally a pallet, all 5-gallon buckets, black 5-gallon buckets, wrapped it and put stickers on it that said from CIA, right, which was Cannabis in Amsterdam, our company, to Hempstead. And I remember took a picture of the label and everything. I was like, look at that, dude. We put a label that says CAA to Hempstead. This is awesome. And it fucking
What
made
could
it.
go wrong?
It totally made it, right? Made it. The whole field, they grew it. You can go online and like you look up the hemp field in Hempstead hemp field, 93, I believe, or something like that.
Wow.
And you see this whole field growing. It looked pretty raggedy because it was like overgrown in all kinds of crazy directions and everything, but it was like birds were living there and all these animals and stuff. And then DEA came in like 2 days before harvest and fucking like, we got to cut it all down. And they fucking like buried it into the ground, and none of it, they didn't even get like 1 fucking gram to do any of their testing of what anything. It was like the classic where completely got fucking railroaded last second. But it was crazy because I didn't even know until, I mean, I knew that it didn't work out or whatever, but I didn't know about that video until I moved back to the States. And like one day I was just kind of like randomly looking, and I was like, holy fuck, that's the field of the seeds that we sent. So it was awesome to see. It was like huge field right off the highway, no fences, no nothing, you know what I mean? And yeah, it was definitely all those time periods, all those little moments were awesome just because things were everything was like, you know, first time in 80 years or first time in, you know, Ryan Laughlin's farm and, you know, that first harvest. And, you know, just all those years were like, you know, Colorado was the place. Like I said, it was the place to be back in the day, and it was just.
I did that field in Sterling the next year after Ryan's. That's a whole crazy story too.
Oh, those! I mean, yeah, exactly. Those were like, you know, that's where it all went wrong. Though, is that people like we didn't have anywhere to do anything. Like I said earlier, there's nothing got produced out of any of that hemp, of any sort of substantialness, except for hempcrete, maybe a little bit of hempcrete here and there. You know what I mean?
We learned some lessons, and then we were forced to forget everything, and now we're going to start it over again. And I wonder, Katie, do you get the same takeaway from what Adam just said that I have got about feeding hemp to cattle? It means he's going to fall off the wagon and have a burger. As long as
I got cattle already at my house, dude. I feed them hemp whenever I can.
All right, then.
I give them little handoffs, you know.
So, Jason, again, you're anytime you want to come back.
And if you want, you can hang in there.
We'll jump on the mic right over there.
You can jump on the mic whenever. You can just be part of the show.
Thanks, Dave.
Keep it rolling.
Thank you so much. And
likewise.
Give out your website
really,
right
really
now.
Cool.
Or how do people get in touch with you if they want to?
So I've got 2 sources, and everything is within it. At this point, it's a little disorganized, but it's right in front of you. And one is my last name, so LAUVE.com, Jason Lauve. And then the other is hempcleans.com.
Hempcleans. And then also shout out to
HEMPCLEANS.
Shout out to Barbara Philippone.
What did you just say? Hemp Cleans?
Hemp Cleans.
Yeah. Hemp Cleans.
This is a beautiful hemp.
So this is from
Mrs. Philippone.
Well, this is traveled. So it started
too
in
big for you.
No,
one place, went to another, then another. But basically, the graphic on there is from Humo en la Montaña, which is an event in Chiapas, Mexico that they host.
Very cool.
It's a smoking event.
Very soft.
Hash and all the good stuff from the local area. The logo's really cool.
Logo's dope, and the qualities of the hemp's really on point.
Yeah, it's just the best. You can feel.
So that's Envirotextiles.
Exactly. Shout out to Summer Star and Mama Barb.
Beautiful.
Which is really funny because when I first came to Colorado, and then if you know Barbara and you know her personality, we were at this thing and I was talking, and she's like, I brought you your first hemp, right? And I was kind of like, who is it? I didn't know who she was, right? So I remember calling Doug and going, some lady was there saying that it was her hemp or something. And he's like, oh, Barbara. And like he right away, because she was like literally in China doing the hard work before anybody and really like streamlining it for any, because, you know, there's like two factories back in the day that even touched hemp. Really, and she had them all on lock already. So when Doug went over there, it's like, oh, here's your point person right here. And so she's been doing it as long as anybody. And they have a great little setup going up there in the springs there. So they have their they got a little loom, and they've got things going.
They have an amazing family.
Yeah, they're really
beautiful.
Really amazing.
Exactly. Well, awesome.
Their business is cool. Thank you guys so much.
Take the joint with
Take
you.
the joint.
I will, for sure.
Sit on
the
Vinny's
mic.
lap right over there.
You can hang out, and if you need to jump on the mic. No, we got those guys coming.
This has been great.
We have two coming.
We
So
got two
lovely to
guests,
meet
so that's
you,
perfect.
Jason.
Yeah.
You just
Likewise.
psychically knew.
Thank you for hanging out.
Thanks, Jason,
Thank
as
you.
always.
Just a second after getting
Take your time. Take your time. Is this your screwdriver?
And if you need to, no, that's mine. If you need to call in from the road ever, you got anything happening, you just give us a heads up, and we like to have little drop-ins from the, if you're on
Chiapas.
if you're on the bike and you're like, dude, this is amazing.
Yeah.
What day is it?
We want to
Friday.
hear all
got
the
Wi-Fi.
stories, Jason.
It has to be on a Friday.
You said you could do multiple
live.
shows. I want more stories. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
We can get into some details too at this point.
Actually, couldn't we just tell you the same story, wait a couple
Oh, yeah.
hours, then tell you the same story again?
Exactly. One story, many days of entertainment. Katie.
You guys got all your ha-has out?
No,
Not
not
yet.
even close.
Okay, it's
no,
so early.
No, of course not.
Oh, there we go. We've got the trippy crew coming in.
You guys gonna continue doing a show?
Yeah, we got more to go.
May I?
You may.
Really fun. Thank you for it.
The hot,
Appreciate the
fresh.
the
Hot off the press.
Snookis.
The scrooms.
I look forward to seeing you soon.
I'm learning more.
Thank you, my friend, as always.
Good to see you.
Boom, yes. And I'm sure Cece and Nick are watching the show.
Hi, lovely.
Oh, look at this.
I'm so good to see you.
Yo.
We left him in the side to get really high before the show.
Boom.
Next
Well-
time.
Can I have some hash?
Hopefully it's not as long.
I smoked like 3 joints over there. It was a
know
great
you did.
conversation.
Yes.
Just
Come
so you
smoke 3 more.
know. No. You see how this is gonna go?
Smoked 2
All right.
joints before I smoked 2 joints.
Well, forget about it. What are you
Yes,
talking about? What the
Anthony.
fuck?
What's up?
How you doing?
Anthony,
Yo.
Shroomski.
We are here.
In the house.
Ivy's in the building.
Ivy 7.
It's so
She
great
said-
to see you all.
This has been great too, because this is on short notice. Hold on, let me. Oh yeah.
Well,
When you
we
say short notice, you mean last night?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
That's
love
not.
it.
That's on time.
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah. You're
I
like
love it.
you're like we're going what? We're doing what? We're there.
I was
All right.
ecstatic to hear you were coming on.
That's it. Curveball.
Yay.
Come in, save the day.
Yeah.
No, we're
Well-
coming in for the. We're coming in for the
usually,
last shot.
usually, like I like
Clutch.
to, I like to get people in like right before their events, but then I know how hard it is to be doing
Tricky.
anything right before your events because you're like,
Tricky.
I got so much on my mind, my brain
Right.
is scrambled, I can't even talk because you don't want to remind them about things they might have to do. You're like, you didn't do that yet? You're like, fuck, gotta get out of here. So, welcome to the show.
This is awesome being here, by the way. It was great getting to watch this, and it's so cool because I met you almost a decade ago. You were one of the first handful of people I met when I was doing that the Dab Salute pen. That's when I got my foot in the door.
Okay.
That dude Andy had it, and Earl was around, and I was running around trying to fucking get my foot in the door. And I remember meeting you, he had a long ass beard. I'm like, man, he's got quite the beard going over here. I'm,
I
like,
love it.
I'm feeling like I got a little too much less stubble. You know what I mean? It's like this guy's beard's no jokes. In Colorado, you don't have them like that in Florida. Too hot. So
that's for sure.
it's awesome being here, man, and just kind of like seeing like when I got out here. You were already like had like a name doing this stuff, and it's so cool seeing like practically a decade go by and just like quite the polished show over here. It was awesome because just watching this go on.
Polished show, you hear that, guys?
Yeah,
Look
I
at
was
you
just
guys.
gonna say,
Polished.
who has paid
No, it is.
Anthony to say all of these things?
In a haze.
I
Dave calls
appreciate
and he's
it
like,
so
"All right, make
fucking
sure you
much.
come in."
Ms. Katie. Ms. Katie, thank you. Thank you.
This is us polished,
we have been
y'all.
actually acting the entire time.
No, it's
We-
spectacular. It's cool to see your growth too, because I've been watching you over all the years, and it's really spectacular to witness what you've
Well,
cultivated.
Good thing. Yeah, it's
I even
awesome.
said it in the description. There's hardly anybody taking the fucking beating that you're taking doing fucking printed. Printing anything is like
Fucking beaten.
it is. It's rough. I mean, it's
Oh, I
like,
should own a fucking penthouse downtown. Okay, for what's going to the fucking magazine.
it's one of the. Well, it's
What
like
was that word you used with the M?
magazine.
Oh, there it goes. That's why.
For the
Big
kids.
magazine, yes.
For the kids these days, they can't do it.
Yeah, remember those? And so it's actually, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's always been like in the cannabis industry, and now in yours with the psychedelics, it's always been like that's the kind of way that you would get your messages out. That's how you'd become, so like, High Times, I did the Cup in '93 for them. I helped them organize that year, and I thought it was some big fucking event. It turned out to be nothing, and I was like, well, I guess we need to make an event out of this, but then you saw over the years, like, everything was based on maybe getting in the print in the magazine. Like, that was the whole fucking goal of what you were doing. And nowadays, like, people don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate the work that goes into it. And most of the magazines just turn into a big ad fucking bullshit. And it's just like, it's only like, like people get, I guess they do enough ads where they're like, we could probably just do a whole magazine for the price we're paying these days, because some people would get, fleeced. They'd be doing back covers for $10,000.
So much.
Those days are over. So it must be like a super struggle.
Yes. So it's funny you say that. Just to even kind of funny, like, to paint the picture of it. Like, I saw those companies, and they're actually a big inspiration. Like Dave Magdalena, THC, Ron with Sensi. Like, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing when I got here. I was just like, man, I thought you needed to be able to, like, grow weed or be a millionaire. I did not know that you could just record 30 dabs a day and pull off a living. I was finding this out on the go. I'm like, is this actually happening? And like, okay, it's fucking a whole different world out here. You know what I mean? And then you've kind of seeing that and using those events as like great networking events to just go out and like mix and mingle and shit. Because I didn't stop drinking and shit. Like Thanksgiving's 9 years and shit. I haven't had a drink and stuff. And so like going out to those events and and this is what's so funny about being in here. Just ripped 3 joints right in the back. Like it was just like a knuckle crack, and I'm like having the thoughts of like those fucking bud tender appreciation. That shit was like a fucking test of your stamina. People would fucking go hard, dabbing like it was the last night on the fucking planet. There's gonna be some meteorite hitting. I can't do it like that anymore. I try, but I can't.
You need to take a hero dose, go back and find that kid in you again, and get back to that time when you could.
Or just do what works for you. No pressure.
No.
Not everybody is.
Well, the thing is, you got the practice of being the sober guy at the party. When you're like, if you're an organizer, you kind of like, you got to take that moment where you're like, all right, I guess I'm not here just to party anymore because now it's my event. Like, and all of a sudden you're the guy who everyone's going like, dude, the bathroom's flooded, fucking robbing that, whatever. Whatever. It could be it could be anything from that to like, oh, the band's not showing up, or who's paying for the whatever, and and so your head's on a swivel.
Shit for those events.
And so then you really got to be on, maybe at 2 a.m. You're like, all right, it's time to fucking loosen up finally. I don't think the cops are coming yet or anymore.
Yeah, speaking of loosening up, do you know the story about what happened to our fearless leader here at a recent event that was
that was funny.
I need to hear the backstory, because what happens is like, I run the event, and then I'll be like looking at Ivy's photos, and she'll be turning them in. I'm like, when did that shit go down?
No.
I'm like, where the fuck was I with that? You know what I mean? I'll be like, looking, I got all his evidence coming to us. Yes, I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it. I love it. Shroomski stories, Ivy. Shroomski stories.
Absolutely nothing nefarious and no ding.
That's how you know you threw a great party, though. Everybody comes to you with
it was the one.
afterwards.
It was the one over on Santa Fe. That party.
Oh, that's the fucking coming up. That was the Valentine's.
So Adam is at the party with his wife Cece, and they're not in the same physical space at this moment when. What was the guy's name that came up to you? We had him on the show. Anyway, he is a chocolatier in the mushroom world, psychedelic world, and he handed Cece a big-ass chocolate bar.
It was those pyramids.
It was one of the pyramids.
Oh,
okay.
But it's funny. That's the Billy Zonkas. I got a bag full of those over there. You guys just want to? You guys want some gifts?
Billy Zonkas.
Get some gifts.
Hold on. We'll get there.
It's like the holidays are coming up. I'm all fucking Santa
Hands the
Claus.
chocolate
I'm so
to
grateful
Cece.
for this life.
Cece accepts the chocolate and thanks him.
Okay.
A minute later, Adam shows up. She hands Adam the chocolate, but for some reason, he interprets it, just never even questions it, that it's THC chocolate.
Of course.
Because that's what it is. And takes it and looks at it and goes,
edible,
oh,
for sure.
600 milligrams. That's
Perfect.
a good dose right there. You know, finally, somebody is making high THC chocolates. And
like there is a
proceeds
God.
to eat the whole chocolate. Now, the evening progresses, and eventually has to make his way home. And the stories he told us, now, he's telling us this story that it's THC chocolate. And we're listening, and he's going, you're not going to believe, man. This was fantastic. I had no morning hangover.
I woke up the next day. I was like, oh,
I was so excited.
But
On
then-
my way home,
but
I was
wait.
having a little bit of that,
That's
like,
what he goes. A little bit of something.
No,
and we're
I
like,
said that-
what a little bit? He's like, well, the street signs kind of went bing. And we're like, you know, and Mark, Vinny, and I look at each other and go, that just doesn't sound
So
fun.
funny.
You know, it's not something I want to do. And so we're like, you know, we don't want that chocolate. Anyway, jump forward. We have that guy on the show, and we're talking about it. I tell that story without, you know, and he goes, oh, no, that was mushrooms. And right in that moment, it's like, it all comes.
it all connected.
All came to light.
Of course it was.
You know what's so funny is we probably took a little microdose, and you're like, man, that was a great microdose. Meanwhile, you fucking ate the other pyramid, thought it was weed. He's just like, man, that little micro. I don't know if it was a microdose. Was it? Was that really a little, like, that was sure that was a quarter of a gram?
And well, the thing is,
that little fucker had me seeing shit all night.
it was perfect because it was like just enough that I really had to focus on everything. I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta like really focus now. I gotta doing one of those, like okay, and then but I was like giggling to myself the whole time, like because it was like I didn't quite. Like I was in this weird zone where I was just like, how the fuck does that, like, how does weed get me this high all of a sudden? Like, it was just weird. Like I couldn't
He was
believe
probably
it.
on the come down. It's like a little, you know, not so full tilt. He's like, man, just that fucking gallery.
And then I told these guys how great it was. Oh, it's so
That's
good.
what he was saying.
You would say great, and then you would describe a situation that wasn't great.
Yeah, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Billy Zonka. He was
Billy Zonka.
He was funny.
That's awesome.
He was good, and it was funny because like at the time I was like, oh, you should come on the show tomorrow. Like I didn't really like. I just like ate it and was like, come on the show, we'll talk, you know. And then I was like, oh, I got something really to tell him, and I was like super excited to get the recipe. I was like, you got to give me the recipe, dude. I got to know how did you do it where I couldn't taste it and I
Didn't taste the weed.
didn't taste weed and didn't get a
But you were
hangover.
at a mushroom event.
I know.
The shroomski night.
My brain did not
The
register.
shroomski night.
Just
Yeah,
brain,
no.
Brain did not put one and one together to make two. It became
They're so
six.
small, they're deceivingly potent.
Well, they
So
were
is
good.
that funny? There's that little clip
Tiny.
going around right now with that show, the studio. He's like, 21 grams of shrooms. You know, that one right now. It's fucking hilarious. I'm like, oh, I'm watching. So it's great hearing that.
No,
I
it's
really
good.
don't have too many, like, recaps. I see stuff. I document things as we're going through the night. But, like, it's kind of funny hearing, like, yo, man, I ate a couple extra bites that I wasn't
I had such a
expecting.
great time at those parties.
Well, that was good. That was a cool space too, and it was also good for us because it was like kind of like back in our old neighborhood. You know what I mean? That's where
The over in Lake. It's a great spot over there. How'd you guys like the Halloween? What'd you think about the fashion show being tied in
so
with
much
Oh
fun.
no, that was great. That was great. And that was another one of those moments too, because Cece and I we put together. She was in the trenches for him, but we did a fashion show every year for Cannabis Cup because we're doing the clothing line, so we'd always have a thing, and we'd always go over the top, and it was like two different worlds when you were backstage and when you were in front of the thing, you know what I mean? And it was like, wow, this is like one of the first times we actually just sit here and don't have anything to do. We're not back there. CC was like dealing with the models, dealing with this, and I was dealing with I had to make sure that the leaf blower was incorporated into every fashion show. It's like, how can I okay, so when the models come out, we blast them with smoke. What do I do? So we always had something, you know.
This is fucking too good.
Yeah, well, it was Cannabis Cup. You had to like go OTT on everything. But no, it was really cool.
They're just getting all primped up. They come out, they just walk out, bang! Just get hit with a fucking wall up like somebody had a fire extinguisher on them.
That's hysterical.
But no, it was very cool and good use of the space and stuff too. Because I mean, that's like the
It's funny to think of that shit.
you got to you got to make all these kind of events, you have to kind of like shake them up a bit, just because it's like.
I was just gonna say this makes it memorable.
Like weed events
People
like
did
the
not
weed
forget
events
that.
were always like, people thought, oh well, if I just bring in all these people, they're gonna entertain themselves, and it's like, no, actually, you kind of have to like.
Yeah, you gotta maybe
bring
take the lead.
You
here.
gotta
You gotta bring
set the
something
mood,
to
yeah.
start the process going, but.
It's funny too because it didn't even really come as a result. The fashion show side of it only really happened because we rented that big space in Aurora to the Stampede to throw the Shroomski Con last year, and there's just this big ass stage to the side. I'm like, what are we gonna do with this fucking thing, man? It's just like huge, It's not in action or anything, Maybe we can run them across the stage, prancing. I guess I don't know. It's not a runway. I'm like, we can call it a showcase, and kind of like came out of it. We're like. Might not be so bad. Like
Wait, you have a fashionista photographer partner, and you didn't know what to do with the stage?
No clue. Okay, completely baffled with it. My only real true experience with anything like that was like a fucking play in 6th grade. Okay, other than that, this is my extent of the knowledge. So I was winging it, but we was winging it enough and figured it out that it was worth doubling down and like doing it again. And like this one came out way better.
Yeah.
So is this a bunch of the same people involved, or no, totally different?
Tons. Yeah. So Ivy can attest it.
There's a lot of psychedelic clothing out there, That
There is.
Yeah, and you've made quite a name for yourself, Shroomski. If you were participating in a Shroomski event, that's a big deal now.
It's kind of cool to hear that. It's kind of cool to hear.
Yeah,
it said like that.
people.
Cool
When I tell people I'm going to a Shroomski party, they're always really impressed. You've done a great job. It's always such a vibe. You have cool artists. Wonderful, yeah. Thank you for what you do. That's a really fun time to.
Fucking.
That's a really fun
Friday
time.
night over here. Like, yo, easy there.
That's
fucking.
3 joints in, my friend.
I got pictures over here too.
Oh, we got pictures over here. We got pictures.
Whoa! Did we approve them?
What do we got?
I didn't.
I got to sign off. We got to release.
I brought the visual.
Look at that. That's a fucking archway.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, there's Ivy right there strutting the red carpet. Come on.
This is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
This is a mix of.
It was funny because it was
events.
like how many mushroom people were there? There was like 6, right? 6 mushroom girls there. 8. That was a lot of mushroom girls.
With just like the thing on their head.
I was like, oh yeah, it was a bunch.
Close
to
double digits.
You a mushroom? I'm a mushroom. Double digits even?
Double close to. Yeah, give or take.
Yeah, it was a lot.
That's Julia Byram, Kelsey. That's at the Shroomski Con, and you can see like what's lit up in the back. That was the stage. Like that's what they were walking across and trying to figure out. I got big plans for this next one though. We're going big with that country bar. Fucking thing's 30,000 square feet. Gonna use some more of it.
Yeah, that place is cool.
Bring a mechanical bull out.
These girls are.
Yes, that would be fun.
Take a hero dose and hop on that fucking thing.
Pay attention.
Yeah, let Ivy handle
Let me
the
shut up. Let me
fashion
shut up.
This is a couple of friends of mine from Darshan Dance Company.
Oh yes.
It's the Italian Stallion.
Had to hit him with the Rocky 1 robe.
I heard your intro. You were.
Does it have the meat packing plant on the back of it?
No, it's got the Italian Stallion.
Oh, that's what you need is somebody walking
But
around
the
with a
first
big
one,
fake
remember,
meat.
had the meat.
No, he beat up the meat.
Yeah, he beat up the meat.
Yeah.
You have to go back in
No,
the
it's
movie and
Paulie.
watch.
Paulie had it. He had the Italian Stallion. I watched that shit like 900 times. I'll gamble money on that.
Jackie.
Okay. Oh yes, I didn't see this area.
He looks like the guy that wears
The
the
man of many
infuser.
hats. The man of many hats.
That's the Stampede. That's the outdoor deck there at Stampede.
Okay, you said it was a couple different events. You've done all the photography at all of them?
I only missed one event.
Let me think here. So
The
wait.
first melt I wasn't at, but
So the first event we did was Halloween of 2022.
Okay.
Before the magazine came out. So I think we said that you were the first Halloween. So I think she might have did the 5th event. We had a couple smaller ones. Like they were smaller.
Okay.
At this little art gallery. Let me get with I was getting away with all kinds of shit. Just smoking weed. You can't smoke weed at these events now.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
Who can't?
But you can't.
Well, I mean,
You can't.
it's
Wait,
a-
wait. You know what I mean, guys?
You can't advocate for it. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
You can't be like, hey, you can smoke. That's the first rule of all events: is never. You can. No, you can't do that. You know what I mean? But if it happens, it happens.
You don't talk about it.
the thing about these events that is so unique is he's got amazing live painters that come in, and I mean, we're able to see just some exquisite artwork.
Yeah. Chris Dyer was there a couple last.
Yeah, there's the fashion show right there.
This is Daisy.
Oh, there was somebody was up in the front row there. I can't say his name.
Did he recycle your beard, Adam?
Yeah, they
upcycle it. I think is the word.
How
in the
many
fashion
different
game.
designers did you? You said there's a ton of obviously different psychedelic. Did you have some specific ones that you?
So we had, I want to say there was 5 that had a run on the runway, right? Well, actually, I shouldn't say 6. We was Shroomski being the last one.
Okay.
Technically considered a fucking designer now. Okay. I mean, not necessarily Calvin Klein, okay, but I had to run out with him too. I didn't even want to fucking run out at the end of these things. We're winging it. We're winging it. Okay?
I love it.
Mitra had some stuff in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't Mitra?
Yeah. That's Nikki. She's our editor. She's extra buff. Look at her going. She got the extra little ripped, physique.
Yes.
I want to see. Can you go back to that outfit?
It's a very nice photo.
The outfit.
Do a good job.
Phenomenal, right?
I think a professional did it. Almost.
Go back.
Almost.
The train's chugging down the track. No U-turns.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Shit!
I love that
backed
outfit.
it up. You backed it up.
I know. We went back in time.
Backed it up. What do I fucking know?
I was not paying attention to her guns, Mark.
Oh my God! It's Lexi.
Who?
Wait, I don't know who Lexi is.
Hey,
Remember, we shot a Lexi. Is it just reading texts over there?
Yeah.
Is there a basketball game?
It's one of their inside jokes. Vinny and
they have their
Mark
own. They have their own show over there.
I see this. No, I know. It's like the fucking.
They're not on this show. They're on their own show.
Wow.
We need it. We need it.
Yeah, you guys will be like Robin Quivers.
In a haze over there and stuff. And it just blazing away, pressing buttons. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Actually, you guys are doing pretty good. Nah, yeah, these shots are phenomenal.
Thanks. Oh, look who it is.
I was like, how do I know her?
It's our favorite
She's
witch.
Oh, who's that? Look at this guy over here.
Yeah.
Tell us
Who
about your
are you?
costume.
Dick Cheney? Not Dick Cheney. Dick Tracy? What did I fucking say? Dick Cheney.
Dick Cheney. That's me.
Where's my wheelchair? He's like, I've been healed.
That's a good costume. You could do that.
I ate some lion's mane.
Cheney, you could just shave and then look all
took
gimped
toot off this
out.
DMT.
I could do like Louis C.K. or something.
No, that was my Blade Runner. That was, Rick.
No, their costume was spectacular.
Yeah, see, this is what we do. We got motherfuckers walking around here looking like they're in fucking Tron over here.
That's what Mark always wears when he DJs. The same thing, right? Daft Punk stuff.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Now listen, she does a fucking mean-ass paint job. She's been at 3 of our events, and what's crazy is this, her name's Rose. She more people will take pictures with her. They've been taking more pictures with her than they took with fucking Alex Gray.
Look at that. Oh my gosh.
Took her like 5 hours to do it.
This is every one of your events. It's not just for Halloween.
No.
For everybody that's listening, this isn't just uniquely, like she said, a Halloween party. This is the party.
Listen, I don't know if I can go.
Running into and hanging out with. It's so much fun. So many unique individuals.
No, I know. She's over in Scotland
Whoa,
hanging out with
Spider-Man
like Earls and
there,
fucking
bro.
whatever.
Cool as
Yeah,
shit.
you know you're at
You're
a
meeting
party.
some of the most unique individuals you'll ever come in contact with. That's your
100%, no doubt. All kinds of. It's really cool, really cool. A lot of people have been coming to him that I wasn't expecting to, necessarily come flooding in. Now,
We
we
always
got our
have
own little
really
thing
great
going.
performers too.
Yeah.
Daisy and Serenity are staples.
This is from an early Shroomski.
That would have been Mark if he was there. That's like
Back to the performers.
that could have been you, Mark.
We don't even see a picture of Mark right now. Go
By the
back
way,
to
that's a
performers.
July event. He just randomly showed up dressed like fucking Smokey the Bear.
That's me.
Nice.
That's Brandon Rowland. He did the cover. That's the cover on the right. That was actually that's Kendra with the red hair. She's my partner with the mag. She does all the designs. And that's Nikki, the same girl with the ripped fucking arms, in disguise.
There you go.
Again. It's B-Dot. She's
Kids with
actually going to be the
guns.
next cover. She'll be the next cover. She's
Okay.
fantastic. And she won a competition of selling tickets to the Halloween event of all the artists that were in the summer issue. I'm fucking pumped about that. I love it because we got such a good track record. This next one got decided off of ticket sales. My fucking specialty. Give you the cover. Go out, sell everybody.
Hell yes.
And plus, our art was dope. So.
There's the grays right there. Stack of shroomskis. And, it's really crazy how the fuck I'm close. And he smoked 2 joints in my Suburban. Not 1, 2. Okay? Came back. All right? It's my guy.
They were so kind to sign everyone's magazine and everything. It was just great.
Special. And that was during the psychedelic science that they were here, or is this another one?
This was summer of 24. Psychedelic Science was not here. We threw an event with them at the Denver Center of Performing Arts.
Okay.
And that's where that is, up on that stage. That's Alex and Allison Gray. And look, there's one of Mitra's coats.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
That looks like a Mitra coat.
It is.
That's a Mitra coat. If
We
I've
love
ever
you,
seen
Mitra.
one.
Yeah. Where you at, Mitra? Yo.
I know, it's not here.
She usually shows up with her dog.
Look, as a matter of fact, what's really funny is you can see they're right off the podium. The woman with white hair, that's my mom talking to Alex Gray. Just bullshit. I got my mom
Your
got a
mom
bunch
is
of
so
pictures.
wonderful.
Grays and the Grays hanging out together.
There she is. Oh shit! Look, there she is. That's my mom over there, kicking it with the Grays, giving Alex some art lessons. Apparently, she's an art teacher.
She gave me a nickname, Toots.
She called you Toots?
She called me Toots.
I can see that.
She's precious. Yeah.
I love that woman.
I got to hang and chat with her on not the last one, the one before that. I think it was Psychedelic Science, because she's here living with you now, right?
Yeah,
Shout out to your mom.
Yeah, no, thanks. You know what's funny is she went up to she's with this senior group now. My mom just turned 84. You guys gonna like this, okay? So her little church group takes a fucking coach up to the Cheyenne Casino, and she cracked him for fucking $5K. Wait, she cracked him for $5K, and it gets even better. She did it on the $10 worth of free spins they gave her because it was her first thing. She didn't spend a fucking penny. Yes. Came back like a G. I was like, this is perfect. She's like, this little leprechaun was hitting. It just got hitting free spins. I'm like, that's so funny.
Spectacular.
If you was asking how it was, this is current news, and I'm a media guy. I gotta, give out the current, gotta give the current stuff out. That's the piece that Alex was painting, Alex Gray, at that same event we were seeing.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. More performers. There's our friend again in a different set of makeup. Oh, yeah. A distressed Bambi. Oh, yeah. So we're getting into the modeling game. Okay? I have no choice, okay? It came to me.
That's a part of a magazine,
it's coming to us. It's coming to, you know what I mean?
It's organically unfolding in this way, and I could not love it.
Make you
This is so much. Everybody wants to go and be surrounded by beauty. This is spectacular.
Speaking of beauty.
Yeah, thank you.
This is my daughter.
Yes.
Shout out V.
Listen, we got her for a couple of events. We got so many good pictures of your daughter. It wasn't even funny.
It's true.
Ching.
There she is again.
Bang. Yeah, that was one of the. That was one of the. That was the Valentine's event that we did. It's always on the 13th because I tried one time back in the day when I was just throwing weed events to do one on Valentine's night.
No.
Tough going head to head with Cupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's fucking.
That's how it was
that's
with
his
us
night.
in our last market in the Broncos.
Free dinner.
The Broncos played.
Free dinner at the Valentine's party.
It's tough. February 13th.
Take you to your table.
Yeah, our event's February 13th. We got him on the payroll. Cupid's on the payroll that night for us. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's working the door.
Well, then you can take all the credit for the next day.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you're like, yeah, it was all us. That was why. That's why
What
that
am I
all
looking
happened.
at? Who's
Mushrooms.
Those look
This
like
is
oyster mushrooms.
They are. Cha-ching. Yeah, some blue oysters, actually. Yeah, they were phenomenal.
We had a chef that night that was cooking them up live right there.
What was funny was there was a lot of food outside, but I couldn't get to it. I must have ate 15 of them fucking things. I just kept walking past them, chip, 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 chopping.
You have those cakes, those small everything at the last one was super tasty.
Yeah.
That whole setup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Her
You had
cake
one
was
of those
awesome.
coconut
The-
ones,
those
right?
the cake pops.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were good.
They were good.
They were good.
They were good. They were a little bit crazy looking at first. You're
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I'm not sure. And then I was like, well, that's actually pretty good. It's got
The ones with the blue turned your teeth blue. I'm looking at my friend. I'm like, yo, you look like you've been hanging out in the bluebery patch over here and shit.
Blowing a Smurf or something.
Yeah.
What you doing? It's like,
Tongue kissing Smurfette over here or some shit. What's going on? That's Morgan Mandala. She did our third cover. Outstanding artist. That's Wade. He's our videographer. Been around with us since like the third event.
Where is that one at?
Go back.
Picture,
let's see.
Where was that taken at? Which is that?
That is at the Ironworks, which is right next to Meow Wolf.
Okay.
Oh, that place on the corner. Yeah, I've never been
Beautiful.
in there.
I've never been in there. I was going to say it's really beautiful.
Yeah.
So pretty.
It's a good combo. If you're right there.
Vince,
Vince,
gotta
come on, let's
return
do
our
some.
calls.
Come on, return
That's
our
JJ,
calls.
Jana.
Wikipedia.
She's a phenomenal artist. She's unbelievable. She's a tattoo artist. She's actually got halfway through a redo on my back, actually, which is a good reminder. I'm going to call her over the weekend. JJ, if you're listening, keep that ring around. Chris Dyer. Listen, Dyer's a very special artist to me, okay? He's the one who did the first cover, and I couldn't get an artist to really take me serious off the bat. They almost every one of them answered with, "I'd like to see what this is going to look like before I commit to it." And I'm like, man, this sucks. But what was funny is he's the inspiration of how I saw him live paint the end of 2021, and I had just had Shroomski out as only a website. Right? And it was like kind of like businessy, look medical shit, like just white and blue kind of. That's all it would look like, you know? But then I saw this fucking dude live paint, and there was a bunch of that night, and he did some shit like that in like 2 hours. And I'm like, this guy's like a fucking alien. He just freehanded this shit. You know what I mean? And he had a big crowd, and I was like, man, if I could I bet you I could put a guy's art like that on the cover of a magazine. I'm like, I could sell that. That's where it happened. And so it was funny because he was almost untouchable. I couldn't really get a hold of him. And there's a friend of mine who was he was a grower. He was a helper in a grow that I was brokering at. We just saw each other, but I saw him painting there that night with him. So I saw his name is Max, and Max and I started talking a lot after that year of 2022. And eventually I'm like, Max, dude, I'm like, what's up with Chris? He's like, yeah, he just moved to Florida. Like, you got to go through his manager. And I'm like, dude, I'm fucking like running out of time. I need like a beast on the cover. Like, I'm fucking sick of talking to these scrubs that are fucking saying no to me. I'm like, this sucks. I need a monster, you know? And he's like, well, you know, I could maybe give him a call potentially. So he said something like that, and I'm like, I'll give you $300 if you just get him on the phone. I don't even give a fuck if he hangs up like 2 minutes in. Okay? And he called me back 20 minutes later. He's like, yeah, Chris says he'll get on the phone call with you. Yeah. I'm like, yes. You know, and so that's how it happened. I was on the phone with him about an hour.
He said you have to pay me $1,000.
Yeah. You know what was funny is he did it. No. Listen, here's the cool thing. These artists are super talented, and you see them like, you hear about AI, right? And so you see someone like Chris, and you're like, well, he is like in the top 1% of the 1%. Might be one of the top 10 spray painters of all time. If you see what he does,
He's been on the show twice.
Has he?
Yeah.
We have a piece of his next door. We love you, Chris.
He's the man. So Chris is awesome. I love having him at events and stuff. He's got such a good energy about him.
And that was a great choice for a first cover, because it's like you give somebody like that job and he'll fucking knock it out of the park.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
exactly.
And people recognize it, and they already know.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like everything though. This fucking industry is so weird, just like all of them. So like, you know, he's gone through some weird shit. He talked about on the show, or just like, you know, it was like he get haters out there, and and he's had to go through a bunch of crap and walk through, you know, and it's also because the internet's so fucking malicious, you know.
Right.
And when it comes to art, just add that to the mix, you know what I mean?
You know, that was I wouldn't have brought that up, but since you did, but you know, that was a part of me talking to him, and he's like, you know, that's all people want to talk about. I'm like, I won't even fucking bring it up, man. And I'm not gonna let you wear a black eye for what someone else did. Right. Even fucking, it's like English is his third language. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I told him, I was like, I actually like to talk shit, so I'm like, I don't mind fighting with people that talk.
I appreciate that about your energy too.
Shout out to
you don't take bullshit. You'll chat with anybody.
There's your boy.
Yeah, that's it. That's Chris Hanna.
Yeah, he's been on the show too.
Yeah, he's a good bud from a long time, man. Yeah, I don't know what would you get to talk to me about.
This is Mark's specialty right here, the finger shit. That's what Mark does.
Is that the gloves?
Hey, that was at the other event too.
That was your first one.
Yeah.
The Valentines.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. That's Katie Zeller. She's an excellent artist. Waldo hugging one of our mushies.
Where's Waldo? There's Waldo.
That's Chris from Jesus Christ. Can't remember the fucking lab. Whatever. Some lab. can't remember his fucking name. 5 joints in or whatever I smoked.
Oh, there she is.
There's the shot I was promising you.
Gosh, I love you.
That's the Charlie's Angels outfit.
That was a fun night.
So we go fucking kind of over the top with these looks, you know? What you might see, I like it, you know?
Picture.
Yeah, it's a great shot.
That's what I thought that one was. I guess, okay.
You get so many great shots. It's so cool, actually, just to have Ivy here to set this up because so many of the images you see in the magazine are coming from her. You know what I mean?
She has context behind everything.
Aww.
I love it. I really appreciate it. And your memory is incredible because you are taking a lot of shots and interacting with everybody, you know, and you're really thoughtful in your approach.
Who's this?
Thank you,
cool.
Katie. Thank you.
Who's this guy?
Don't know.
Guy on couch.
It's a very interesting photo. I can't make heads or tail of this cat.
I included this because he buys like all the he gets all of the art.
I know exactly who he is now. It's Tyler.
In the auction.
It's Tyler. No, you know what I'm saying?
He's such a collector of art.
No, it's great. It's a great. I'm looking over. I'm like, yo, what's going on? This is like some sort of like museum type. No, I know. I like it. No, I couldn't see. I couldn't make a zoom in.
You can zoom in. You can zoom in here.
There was no
though.
costume there.
It's kind of cloudy in here.
Like zoom in here. I'm not sure what I'm seeing.
I don't know how good I do with the optometrist on those bottom 2-3 rows.
5 joints in too.
Yeah, I might have to fucking really
the one
squint.
with Mark's costumes. Mark, they got
so
all
there's
your
Kendra dressed up like Sailor Moon. That's her boyfriend. And then that's Amanda.
Deals.
Amanda on the right does our website. And Kendra's been. I've known Kendra longer than anybody here in Colorado. I've known her almost a decade. And she was a really good designer when I met her. I just wasn't fucking good enough to figure out how to work with her off the bat. You know what I mean? It didn't make sense, you know? And we just kind of reconnected. And then she was like, damn. She's like, you learned something. Wow, what's up with this magazine? Like, I'm in. So she's designed every magazine since the first one.
Hell yes.
It was 2 through 9. But she was there when the first one got printed. But, hey, are you kidding me? Hey, that's what I'm talking about over here. Okay, yeah.
That's the end. Right?
The last one.
Oh, that's perfect.
I love it. Hey.
I'm so happy y'all came. It's wonderful to see you today.
Thanks for having
When's
us.
the next one?
Okay. February 13th, Friday the 13th.
Okay.
Not only do I have
That's
Cupid
good.
on the
That's
payroll,
a good combo.
we got Jason Voorhees in talks. All right, we're working with him. I'm going to try to get him to do the door.
Combo horror.
You know.
Valentine horror.
Love horror, you know.
Love horror.
Friday the 13th.
It's like one of them thrill-omedies or some shit. What do they call it? Yeah, something like that. What the fuck are those?
I love
Making up words.
It's a category on Lifetime, right?
Thrill-omedy sounds like something that you really
Hallmark
could.
Channel.
Yeah.
That's going to be a word that enters Webster in 15 years.
Party.
Yeah.
5 if I'm behind this shit. I'm going to get it in there.
Takes
Okay.
Does Webster still exist?
And shroomski.com is the right thing to share.
Oh, you better believe it, brother. Cool. Coming in like God, my back of my ear.
I was just making sure.
Came right
check
in.
Them out.
Came right
Shroomski.com.
Yes. Shroomski.com. And then also on Instagram at Shroomski Mag. And that fucking bum in Texas who's got at Shroomski, catch a fucking decent fish and post it because you're doing nothing with this account. I need it. Okay.
He's a fisherman. He's into fishing.
He's a complete scrub. I've been messaging his mom. He's seen the messages. That's all I gotta say is you haven't caught a decent fish in a decade. Give me the fucking account. Okay.
And if you need photography work, how does one get a hold of you, Ivy?
Well, I can give a link to the website, but I also do a lot of stuff on Facebook, Ivy Lynn. I'm not really doing the Instagram thing, unfortunately.
Okay.
Facebook
Check her
is
out,
still
Ivy
a thing.
Lynn.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so you can.
She answers the messages. You just message her.
Come on.
I'm saying Facebook is still a thing.
That's where all the old people are at.
That's it. Nostalgic. I like my.
That feels closer to the people that really know me. My Facebook.
The Facebook crew.
On
Exactly.
Instagram, I'm like, you may just know me as Go Get Mommy's Meds.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
on
yeah.
Facebook, they know I'm Katie.
Exactly.
Everyone on Facebook knows that I don't even look at Facebook.
Yeah.
So they know. I'm like, well, oh yeah, you did. I go open this old phone up and I'm like, oh yeah, look at that.
You have 9,000
zillion
messages.
messages on
I just
that.
want to haggle people on Marketplace.
You never.
I had to go through CC to get to you.
I know. I was like, oh yeah, shit. I got to go find that phone. And she's like, oh,
No, Adam you'll see that he has read your message and he's never going to respond.
No.
That's not enough.
Maybe he's driving.
I hate when people do that.
Across country, I don't know.
Do this private investigating shit. Like, you looked at the message at 7:02 and you didn't. It's like,
yeah.
Really?
You need to turn off your. You
Adam
don't
doesn't
send
care
that
if you know he read
notification.
it.
Oh, yeah.
So it only
Oh,
shows
yeah.
delivered. It never shows the red. You don't want to do
then
that.
I can be like super spy. You'll never know.
I know, it's like you're dealing with some district attorney. They're like, listen, man, just so you know, you can't prosecute me on this. All right, I don't give a fuck. I saw your message, okay? It's got a lot going on. Got a lot going on over here.
You're getting served papers or something.
Hey.
It's like, yeah, you like, hey, you. I don't know who you are. I'm not answering.
No, you know, we'd love to have you guys. So check this out. I got an offer for you guys. I'd love to give it to you. At the Shroomski Con, which is April 19th, Bicycle Day. All right, it's a Sunday over at Stampede in Aurora. We are having a media row. All right, we've already got a couple of big brands in there, and I'd love to extend the invite for media row at Shroomski Con on April 19th, and you get a nice bird's eye view from up top of the whole fashion show.
We would love this.
Yeah, we'd love to have you come and broadcast. You got the whole place. You set your booth
I got
up.
my Starlink now. I got my little baby Starlink.
Let's go on location.
Fucking Starlink. Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Got to. It's like
we'd love to have you.
Every
there.
event we've ever been to, when we get there, it's like, well, you can't do that. You can't do it. Obviously, we can't. We have to be more. We'll be.
Yeah. You guys gotta fucking behave.
It out.
We'll be
okay, I got. Listen.
I am always on my very best behavior.
No.
The best part about our fucking new thing is it's got 4 sides. So when the studio is going, we zip it up.
Ooh.
So no one can see what we're doing.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
So it's even better.
I like that.
We'll finally be able to use it the way it's
going to need
been.
access to their ventilation system, though.
Yeah, we're gonna work a little string in there or something.
No, we just pull it.
We'll also be super
we can do a tube out to a little
space
filter.
No, you'll be good.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much because I don't want to catch this as I don't show my hand ahead of time what we're doing with the venue, but I love it. No, but I want you guys in his media row. I'd love to have you guys. It means a lot to have something that someone would show up and feel like it was worth their time.
Yeah, and that sounds cool. Stampede place looks dope.
And just I appreciate someone like you for the longevity, because again, like me getting in here, not knowing shit, being wet behind the ears, a decade ago, seeing someone like you, I was like, this fucking guy's pulling it off over here. I'm like, I gotta buckle in. I can fucking do this. This motherfucker.
This guy can do it. Anybody can do it.
If this motherfucker is pulling it off over here, I'm like, I gotta be able to do something, right? So I want you. It's awesome because I getting
and doing events is tough work, because it's like, you're always competing with the weather or with the fucking other events or with the bullshit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We've been lucky so far.
Are you fucking kidding me? We've had a few good ones. We had a blizzard in April. That was fun. That was a 3-day, and we decided to do a week-long event.
That was like 2016.
Jason was just talking about that.
Wasn't it 2016? That's right when I got here. It was snowing like a fucking bastard that week. I'm like, is this Colorado like?
And we had the,
2013.
Oh, no, it was even earlier. Yeah, 20. Yeah, so we did like $20,000 worth of stuff that we had rented for that weekend, you know what I mean, to make it work. Tents and fucking heaters, and we didn't have heaters at first, and then we realized we needed heaters when the snow hit. We're like, fuck. And then that turned out to be the most expensive part of the whole thing. I was like, I need more propane. They were like coming in. It was like, it was nuts, dude. It was a
You should always put Vinny in charge of stuff like that.
He was in charge.
Hey, I got chocolates for you guys. I got chocolates.
Yes, you
Wait
did
a second.
say you came with gifts.
Hey, who out there in the studio audience? I know there's a lot of you. Maybe one of the helpers can go.
1 and 300.
Hey, see that backpack over there? Maybe we get the pooch to bring it. It's a service dog. Perform a service. It's hilarious.
And then we'll get on to our shout-outs.
Thank you, my dear friend. Thank you for your service. Now listen.
Tell me
the Black North Face is always it's a joyful sight. Okay, so we got
Until
one.
You forget where you put it.
Bang. Now listen, I'm just gonna pull out. I got people I gotta give them to. I can't be getting crazy here like I'm fucking Saint Nick. All right.
Did anybody call here asking for Vandal Industries?
These Billy Zonkas are phenomenal. These are the key lime pies. Bang.
Thank you so much.
There's 8 of us
3
here.
of those. We're gonna get you guys set up. I don't know. We might have to split a couple.
There's 5 of us.
He says 8, 5.
He does such an
Technically
amazing
there's 3,
job.
but I don't know who's doing it.
Okay,
I got
so
2
this
guys
is the
over
same
here
one
that
that-
definitely
This is
look
the
like they're
guy.
pulling
Okay.
off
Billy's
the
on
major
That's our guy.
amounts of work. Okay, so we're gonna get these guys in. And I think I got.
Those are beautiful. Okay, because I've only seen
It's
the
okay.
pyramids.
Just leave 5 and then everyone will get one.
What did I just say today?
Here's one more. Bang. Boom.
Oh, look at this.
Are they all the same?
No, there's not.
Different
There's not.
Eli,
Nothing's
what
the
was
same.
other
They're
one?
all different doses, and then
What's that one,
they're all
Ivy?
different things.
Well, you
One's
did that
dark
to me the
chocolate,
last
one's-
time.
By the way, this is important to announce. Those are shroomski certified. All right. Well, at least let me say this. Okay. One of the things, it's probably the thing I'm the most proud about I've done with shroomski so far. Is, there's so many fucking chocolate brands and gummy brands and shit getting slung around here, and we know from I knew all this. It wasn't all fucking clean. So I challenged a bunch of the kitchens. Go ahead and send me your shit. I'm going to bring it out to a third-party lab. I'm going to test it, and then I'm going to publish the results. Here's what's crazy, is out of 2 rounds now, 5 out of 30 failed for salmonella.
Oh, great.
Oh, how you like that?
There we go.
Who
Now
wants
we're
to take a
talking.
little bite of that?
Give me some salmon flavor.
Yeah, salmonella. Yeah.
Locks on that one, please.
Yeah. Yeah, so we offer a
Not
list
a bagel.
of yeah, I know, phenomenal, right? Just exactly what you want to hear right before you go eat dinner on Friday night. So salmonella was in 15 to 20% of what we've tested.
Wow.
All of the brands that are at a shroomski event are all shroomski certified. It's like the USDA prime cut shit that meets the the Better Business Bureau for the gray market. I mean, this is what we're doing here, okay? And I want to make
Give me some of that shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So
Quality matters.
Well,
The sound effect.
I just want, you don't know what you know until you know it, right? And all of a sudden I'm sitting here. First of all, I know I've poisoned some of my friends over the last 3 years. I know I have. Because I don't know. I've definitely been given the most fucking chocolate bars over the last 3 years on Earth. Okay? No one's gotten more. I would love to know the motherfucker who got more than me over the last 3 years. I get them handed to me. I feel like I'm in like Pantera in the 90s, just getting drugs thrown on stage for me. Okay?
You end up
It's
with a
fucked
bad
up.
group of people doing
The
a
thing
bunch
is, if
of
they're
drugs.
good, it's going to knock you back a couple days, too. So
Right.
Like already, like, fuck,
Right.
this is great.
Oh, man,
It's not like
my-
you can just be trying them all different ones. Like with cannabis, you can get away with it.
Exactly. So what was happening, I was
Mushroom.
storing them in my
Wait, are
freezer.
these mushrooms or cannabis?
They're mushies. I'm the guy with
Shroomski.
Shroomski magazine.
I was gonna
Don't be
say.
baffled
Don't
by
be-
the
you don't-
Eastern Euro slang for mushrooms, okay?
I just had to be sure, because why would somebody assume who's from the mushroom industry would hand out mushroom chocolates?
But he has weed, because he gave me some weed ones that were like this shape too. So I was like, oh,
He does.
I was like, confusion's already setting in. I don't know
So,
what I'm
so I
here.
fucked up one night.
I hate that.
Yeah, listen, I fucked up one night. I thought I was eating the weed one. I had this chick coming over from the airport. It's like 11 o'clock. I eat the thing, right? It's like 20 minutes goes by. She's like, oh, I'm going to come by. And then all of a sudden, I was standing up about 5 minutes before she got in. And I'm like, man, feeling a little uneasy. Why am I yawning? Like, this chick's coming over. And then all of a sudden, I open the door, and the aura fucking hit. I'm like, oh, this is not a weed gummy. Fuck. Yeah. Billy Zonka got me. I was up all night. She ate him. We had a couple with me there. But,
I seriously
Read
thought
the
maybe
labels.
I couldn't do hard drugs anymore.
So that happens. What are you
Yeah,
gonna say?
and that's what I always tell everybody too. It's like when you kind of fool yourself is when you really get high, because you're like, you have that little moment of like, what is going on? And like, then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit. I had it once with Vinny. Vinny was the worst because he had made these ridiculous
cookies.
No, they were ridiculous. What were they? And they were like lady fingers or something like that. What was the style of them? Or granola, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Granola.
Yeah,
it was
whenever
granola.
you say the story.
Yeah, it was granola. It was granola, right? And so it was something like
no bake cookies.
And it was just like real random. And I was in the middle of doing shit. I was like getting ready for an event, so I was like moving stuff around. You should try one of these, right? I just go whatever. And then we sat down. And everybody's doing dabs. I took a dab, stood up, and I started walking, and my legs felt like cement. Like I was like, what the fuck? And I was like getting kind of nervous about it. I was like, holy shit. And then I started to I couldn't talk. I was making mouth. So I went into and I saw Cece, and I go like, she's like, what is
You were
he?
in the goo phase.
And she couldn't understand me. And I like sat down, and then she goes, should I call an ambulance? And I'm like, no, right? And then I'm thinking like, ambulance, like what? I'm not this, how fucked up am I, right? And then all of a sudden I'm like, and then there was this guy, the funny part about it was, there was a guy who came in who was tripping balls, right? I mean, like tripping balls to the point where he's like sweating like crazy. And I know who he is. I know he's tripping balls. And I would go up to him, and he comes and gives me a big hug. He's all like wet, and I was just like, "Oh, dude!" And then I was like, "Holy fuck! Did that guy get me high from his sweat?" Like I was like thinking that because I couldn't figure out what was going on.
How am I this high?
And I was just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And it was such a weird
transdermal sweatification.
And then all of a sudden, Vinny kind of came into the office. He was like, "Hey, you're up here." And I was like, "Oh, fuck. It was that granola that I ate." And I was just like, "Oh." And then I started laughing, and I couldn't stop laughing for like 10 minutes. And it was just like that kind of like laughing at yourself thing. And I was just like, oh, because I was actually for a moment thinking I was having a stroke. I was like, what the fuck is going on, dude?
Yeah, that's what happens.
Like,
you don't know. Like an alien's going to pop up
half
your
my
head.
face was melted or something. I was like,
On the come up.
I was like,
That's
really.
why your chocolates were. I've
I
never
got
had these
so
cookies.
high, and it was really physical, and it was weird because it was like I forgot that I ate it. And that's the whole thing. If you forget you ate
This
it,
is a recurring theme with you.
well,
Let's go
it's-
do some good
it's,
drugs.
It's when you're not taking it seriously, like you're like, whatever, and you know, just that's usually the way I'm doing it too. So I'm usually not thinking about it. Because when we do the show, we would eat. There was a moment in time where every single show, because Vinny was making chocolates that were like between 200 milligrams and 500, depending on the day, where you never knew exactly what he was doing. So
You were gonna be stuck in the mud. You knew that. That's what
so funny.
and everybody you gave them to would call you the next day and be like, "Dude, my eyes were glued shut when I woke up." You know what I mean? And you're like, "Yep, that's how it usually works." You know what I mean?
funny.
It's
Remember the
next
chocolate
day.
bars we got from Fungi Farms? And we decided
Oh,
afterwards
yeah, yeah.
that
That was a
the
Russian roulette.
variance
They were the
in
Russian
dose
roulette
was
of- yeah.
0.123 grams.
Yeah, you
I
never-
still got one over
per
there.
square.
You never knew what you were getting or what part of the bar, or you know, it's like this part of the bar, nothing. That part of the bar definitely works.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it was and consistency is one of the harder things when it comes to edibles, and it depends both mushroom and, you know, because there's people putting mushroom extract, there's people putting mushroom actual fruiting body in there, there's people putting, you know, it's not really any standard, and some people swear by one, and other people like react really bad to when there's any kind of thing in there, you know what I mean, and so.
So many variables.
Well, speaking of variables, is there a dosage on this bar anywhere?
Yeah, there's 10 of them. Wing it. No, I'm just playing with you. I'm just playing with you.
No, boof it is the safest way. Just boof the whole
yeah.
bar.
Yeah, it's a big
Yeah.
trend now going on. Entering 2026.
Chocolate in the bar.
Chocolate butt vibes. Yeah, yeah. It's always
Boofing is on the rise.
Yeah.
That's a perfect transition to.
Our sponsors.
so
can't
high
like
cap.
So High
right.
Studios. come
So
on
High
down.
Studios, come on
talking
down.
about boofing.
Yeah, come on down. We'll be doing some stuff. If we want to rent out the space, give us a call.
4300 West Alameda.
SeedsHereNow.com. 70 plus elite breeders, unmatched genetics, the #1 cannabis seed bank. I don't have any of the deals here, and I don't have a thing to read off of.
What? You got to wing it. Do it. You can do it. Come on. Oh my
Breed of
God.
the month, 35% off. The legends changed. I can't see it. Breed of the month.
Search.
Is it still you?
Little
It
little
looks like it's
magnifying
still
glass.
Adam.
It looks like it's still
Magnifying glass.
Adam. Sage
I
Master
am the
Select
breeder of the
35.
month.
Oh, look at that.
This
Oh,
was a
nice.
switch up, but I should just you don't want to boof the weed seeds, cannabis seeds. No.
Well, only
we were
if you're
talking
traveling
boofing
with the
the
right
other things.
spot, you might have to for a short amount of time.
Well, I mean, you're not moving chocolate and having an. Are you? I mean,
No, I don't know
I don't
if that's
think-
a
I just
trend
don't think
anywhere
that's-
that I know
Make sure you
of.
freeze it
That's
before you boof it.
I would
'cause
like-
I don't think you're gonna get it in
Kush is
there.
the flavor of the
it's,
month. Check out
yeah,
iwantclones.com.
Going all soft.
And we're moving on to YoTips. YoTip.com.
It's tip of the day.
Those are great joints, by the way.
Yo,
I like 'em.
Tips, we love you, Jesse.
Oh yes, yo tip. Which we
Yo,
have.
yo.
You go to yotip.com, you got to use this product.
shipped my bed.
Notice that we all smoked our own joints tonight because we could not find where the Yotips got misplaced.
Just
You
relax.
that's dedication to this product.
By the way, they're on the table over there.
No,
No.
that's not the tips. We'll have some next week.
Hi, Jesse.
Special tip.
OzoCoffee.com.
Jesse, man, holler at me, man.
Done deal
I seen
2025.
otherwise. No, I'm just playing.
That's all you need to do.
Look at they tightened up their website too. Everyone's tightening up their website.
Buildasoil.com.
Also, done deal
Ooh, that looked
online.
nice. That was
That
a good
stuff's
looking
phenomenal.
Their Black
Don't have to
Friday
call
sale.
anybody.
all the best products under one roof, and you don't have to call. You can just done deal at checkout, and obviously look for fermented plant extracts
He sends
I love
Kaya. That's
giving
my
it to my
boys.
house plants.
Yeah,
Go to
Kaya
any
Cannabis.
2 stores on Colfax, and I'm totally for
Alameda. Alameda is the other
Come
one.
on, do it, Dave.
I know where it is.
No,
Jesse's
yeah.
still in there.
You should be waking up like, ping. You know,
They might be listening to us right now.
of course they are. They're really sad. You don't know where they are.
Well, it's Mississippi. It's off Mississippi.
There's one on Jewel. There's one on Fox
Silver
Street,
Jewel.
and there is one on Colfax.
There's 3.
Kaya
You got
Cannabis.
none of them right. Did you?
I was all over the place, but I know if I was fucking driving over there, I could find it.
Dabx.com.
All three of them, yeah,
Dabx.com.
different.
Done deal at checkout. 20% off anything in your cart. Get the Dabx.
Oh, sad day the other day. I broke my for the latest. I broke my my pen thing, and it was so stupid because I was like, of course, whenever I'm cleaning up, doing nice things, right? I'm gonna clean up over here, do this. Let me just move this thing.
I need a new
dropped
top
it on.
also.
I dropped it onto a carpeted, over onto a carpet,
Oh, no.
but happened to be the one hard thing on the carpet. And it just tapped it and boop, broke the tip off. So I was like,
Dang.
God damn it!
Dabx.com.
I'm down an item.
Heartandsoilproject.com. Quality CB products and cultivation services. Hit them up. Tell them you heard about it on the Dunn Show. 14er Boulder. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah.
Grovebags.com.
The best. If you're storing cannabis here in Colorado, you'll need it for the dryness. If you're storing it on the East Coast or somewhere, you need it for the wetness. It doesn't matter where you're at. Keeps it at 58 to 62%, perfect optimum range. So you can do your final cure in the bag, and guaranteed, like 3-4 months later, you'll find material, open it up, and you'll be like, holy shit, this shit's still fucking
Thank you, Grow Bags.
keeping it, which is the whole point of it. So
and if
you got you should talk to be getting custom shit ever done for people, because you're dealing with
Kaya just got their samples.
because you're dealing with all these different companies doing different edibles
These
and doing other
guys.
products. These are the best in Mylar
Grove
style
bags.
Yeah, and they're just really well done. Like
Perfect. I'm all over it.
Yeah.
Grovebags.com.
It's a good one.
Turpwipes.com/done deal. That's all you need to get this great
You know,
product.
Anthony's sloppy like me, obviously. Like he makes a big mess wherever he goes. He's got like fucking dabs going, dripping on things. He's got fucking chocolates he forgot to fucking put
Yeah,
on.
man.
Turp wipes.
Throw my lighters. Oh shit.
Numbnutsco.com. CBD nut butters delivered to your door.
Here's another Anthony item right here.
I need
peanut
some of
butter.
that. I need some.
Oh,
This
look.
guy loves
the sleep
peanut
peanut
butter.
butter's here.
It's here.
Oh, there it is.
Sleep nuts.
Look
We
at
gotta
it.
get some of the, for the next one. We gotta get some of these in here on like some Ritz or something. Some Ritz crackers.
Sounds like a hot
Numbnutsco.com. JeromeBaker.com. Get a tube. Support American Blown Glass.
Ritz.
Yeah, we don't want to give them any love. They're not sponsoring.
No, they're all
HolosHealth.org. Colorado
Trans
NMJ
fat.
cards and nationwide psilocybin microdose therapy. Get the done deal.
Uh-huh.
If you're in New York, check out Conbud. Awesome dispensary.
This show is worldwide.
Go there on Saturday, see Danny Danko, tell him we sent you.
Go on Saturday, see Danny Danko.
Bother him a lot.
It's inside baseball.
CoreDetectDirect.com.
Bother that guy.
We need a tent. Go buy one.
Tent,
Tell them
we-
the Dunn
You
Show
could
sent you.
fucking stack that
5%
bitch
off.
with mushies.
Oh, yeah.
You just,
Yes,
gotta
you
throw,
could.
you just gotta throw a little cape over it.
Yeah, man.
This is where Dave tells a Grateful Dead story.
And
So
get a
this
cold
time
jacket.
In Vegas, I went to the Sphere.
Grab a jacket.
So
Get a jacket.
Definitely in the cold.
Get some seeds.
I think
Join the cult.
I think what's her name might have.
Now this one goes out to all
Really?
idiot sound
Stacey's
boys.
got a
Don't
word
try and
for it.
I
test
think
the
she did too. She told me
Dr.
she was
crew
going
from
to.
Slovenia.
Stacey's definitely in the
I think
cold.
Stacy has got herself a jacket.
And don't forget to join us on Patreon, patreon.com/Adam Dunn Show.
I
We're
hope
about
so.
to get there
told me
soon.
not to look at my
Hopefully.
Very soon.
Don't look at
Thank
your
you
phone,
guys for
Dave.
coming in to hang out with us.
Oh,
we are
no,
eternally
thank you
grateful.
so much.
Yeah,
I
thanks for
appreciate it. I didn't
doing
even
what you
realize that I wore the perfect hoodie. I like blend in. I didn't even said it. I'm like,
That's awesome.
Well, at least
I
like,
look like the Predator over
if
here
you
or
were
some shit.
if you
just
were
to-
wearing green, then you really would blend in. Cause
Yeah,
you're just
well,
looking at
now I know.
floating head,
Okay,
so
we're going to
we've
come in
seen-
here like a fucking leprechaun next time and shit.
Yeah, we've seen that mistake a few times, which has been good.
be a
Your
floating
sports guy
head.
did that the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah, sports dude.
That's real trippy.
Hell yeah.
We can run with that.
Yeah.
We're going to run with that.
You can
We're wearing fucking green.
You can do a whole
Coming looking
bodysuit.
like a
You can do a
chameleon.
bodysuit and just whenever you feel like whatever part, just pop out,
pop
you
in.
pop it out.
Floating
pop
head,
out.
man.
Floating head, floating hand.
That's great.
You can do it all.
Oh, we're leaving on a high note, big
Hey.
time with that.
Hey.
I love it.
Great to
Oh,
see
here we
you.
go.
It's great
Dave.
seeing you
Thank you,
too.
Vinny. Thank you, Mark.
We'll see you in
Thank you.
February.
Oh yeah, hit the big heavy riffs on the way up.
We'll see you guys on Patreon.
Yeah.
Thanks
Peace
for hanging
out.
out, everybody.
Hey, that was great.
fun.